All right. Hello. Welcome to Adventures in Lollygagging. I think we got the ooh right there.
Sorry, I just got a good look.
It was perfect. I think everybody, as we go live, should just go ooh as we go because it's be excited. Be excited. The best part is Long's not here. That's why we're oohing. Oh, we're very excited. Ooh. What? Oh man, I still can't wait to replay Break, which I should be getting soon. And I just want to do like,
that's exciting.
You know, just do that.
We narrate all our thoughts.
That's what we got to do. It'd be so fun. Oh my god, it's just we do it in a way that's complimentary. What?
Of course, yes.
Confusing. Ooh. Angry. So good. Fantastic. But hey, we're back. Today we're playing Eternal Lies. It is a Trail of Cthulhu campaign that we have been converting into Call of Cthulhu. And because I don't want to learn another game. And we're going to continue through our chapter here in Mexico City, 1936, etc. We're going to do it without Long. Long's character will still be around. He'll be back next week. But we're down him this week. He just got sick and tired of hearing Pastor Wood's bullshit is basically what it was. And that's that. So are you all ready to dive in? Do we want to just dive in? We don't really like each other that much. So let's not banter. Let's just dive right to the game. This is all business.
There's no friendship here. Okay.
I think we talked enough last night. Okay. I think words were said. Can't be taken back. Okay. Can't be taken back. I don't know what we're talking about. Steven, you okay? Steven looked like I was about to say something.
I do have a point to make, but if we are not bantering, we'll just move right ahead.
No. Make your point.
No.
Make your point.
Oh, dear.
Okay.
Oh,
so
dear.
People have been giving me shit for the past week or two about my character deciding to go to a doctor. Meanwhile, two characters were shot previously and did not go to a hospital. However, I will say they still had medical treatment, and I'm just trying to play a regular person. I'm not a superhero or anything like that. And when you get injured, you go to a hospital.
However,
or
half of it. We have half Pulp Cthulhu Rose, so like you're slightly more than a regular person.
True.
Slightly more. You're not superhero.
You go back down to the concierge and you say, "Hey, that doctor that you brought here for the other people, could he come back?"
Which I believe was
awkward with
suggested.
the concierge. Like every time I look at him, he like looks away sheepishly.
You literally came on to every single employee in Casa de los Sueños. And like some say the reason you left is because Gucci del Toro told Jonathan Brooks about your location. Others say you left because Pastor Wood really just harassed every member of the hotel staff.
Burned all the bridges.
That's what I'm saying. It's
Just
awkward.
no
So,
more
I gotta go
bridges to
somewhere
burn.
that they don't know me.
Thank you.
You need to
Thank you,
increase
Mark.
the pool.
Tales of Myth and Mayhem, thank you so much for the raid. They just finished up their episode of Massive Nyarlathotep. So if you like Call of Cthulhu stuff, make sure you go follow them on Twitch, follow them on YouTube because they're great people. They're friends of ours, and they run some cool Call of Cthulhu content. So thank you so much, Mark. We are just busting Steven's balls right now. Is basically what we're doing to use a old fashioned phrase.
Is that a good idea?
Busted Steven balls.
Yeah.
What? Is that,
I don't know how I'm going to make it work, but I'm going to think on it.
Just cracked walnuts or something.
We're thinking.
Jeez. Okay. All right. We do have plenty of emote spaces. So if you have ideas for emotes that you would like to see in the Twitch channel, please feel free to throw out some suggestions and we'll figure out how to get them there.
Message me.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah. Ashley's in charge. Ashley's in charge of emotes and stuff. Okay.
And
most art.
Just so you know, you got a complication in addition to us getting some bits. So thanks, Mark.
He gave you all boosts too, so he was equal opportunity. And now he gave you all some more. So wait a second, this isn't equal opportunity. All those nice things I said, take them back. I take them. No, just kidding. All right, let's dive in. Last time around, this guy right over here, Pastor Wood, and this lady right down here below me, Shima, they continued searching the penthouse of Jonathan Brooks. You broke, who is, as far as you could tell, the head of this sort of Mexico City faction of this weird nectar drug cult that you stumbled upon in Los Angeles. And you found an address to his penthouse, and you've been searching it. So last time around, you were continuing your searching. You broke into this hidden like office/shrine that you had discovered before. And you essentially just took anything that looked suspicious or occult, and you put it in these pillowcases And we haven't looked at any of them really, but you threw them all in there. So at some point, that's going to be fun. Otherwise, you threw it all in the pillowcases. While leaving, you were attacked by a flock of birds. Now, they were mutated birds with a bunch of horrific mouths that look like, toothy sphincters and random things that you saw in LA, and all sorts of like twisted biology, but you were still attacked by them. Shaima, you escaped down the fire escape, hence the name. Pastor Wood didn't. And this is funny because Shaima fell underneath a big old statue, but still managed to get up and flee down the fire escape faster than the old man. Anyhow, so Shaima escaped down the fire escape. Pastor Wood shot his gun several times on the 10th floor of a high-end apartment building in the nicer neighborhoods of Mexico City. But eventually, the two of you did escape. The flock fled. You didn't kill all of them, but you killed a bunch of them, and you ran away. You literally had to run away before you were found an alley to rest. You didn't have a car, no cats were willing to stop for you, so you basically had to trudge back on foot to Casa de los Sueños, where you have been staying. And that's where we'll say Bev, Marie, Patrick, that's where you all were meeting with a man who calls himself Gonchi del Toro. And he revealed that a bunch of different things, but basically he had been the one, we learned, that drove Marie from Victor Cortez's neighborhood and kind of got her out of harm's way in the end. Also revealed that he had been working for Jonathan Brooks, or has been working for Jonathan Brooks, and he was hired to watch various properties within Mexico City, specifically the Coyoacan neighborhood, to look for any signs of what he called foreigners. And he described Brooks as a very paranoid and obsessive man who made money from some kind of drug trade, but no one really understood where he was getting these drugs from, but had now turned his attention more to producing the music of Leticia de la Luz, a name that you all are very familiar with at this point. And it seems also they have a very intimate romantic relationship as well. Now, Gonchi believed that Brooks and Leticia had gone into hiding, and that Brooks was using this Russian thug named Konovalov to snuff out basically or intimidate anybody in the organization who he didn't trust or wasn't doing what they were supposed to do, which is the explanation for why Jorge Novo, the record presser, why his factory was burned down and why he was killed. Now, Gonchi eventually revealed that he's looking for a way kind of out from under Brooks. He really doesn't want to work for Brooks anymore, but at the same time, he doesn't want to get killed. So he's kind of playing the line a little bit. He's really just maintaining appearances. He believes that Brooks and Leticia are still somewhere in Coyoacan because Leticia loves the neighborhood too much. There's no way that Brooks would ever leave. And so he suggested that they're here, but he doesn't know where. He promised to keep his eyes and ears open, but then he also suggested that maybe Javier Luna and his Grinning Fools, the backup band for some of the recording, might know something as well. So you guys had like a little bit of a tentative truce, so to speak. And that's when Shaima and Pastor Wood eventually came back. And after that, Pastor Wood, as we all said, unlike Bev and Marie, who got shot multiple times, got a concussion, and were really on death's door, he decided to go to the hospital because he had a couple scratches for some birds. While everybody else headed to La Paz to meet with Elena Alcatruz, who is Pastor Wood's second cousin by marriage. And because Elena Alcatruz has connections to Javier Luna and Hernando Campos, two of the members of the aforementioned band. Did I miss anything? Did I
11 points of damage, Jeff. Okay, 11 points out of 18. I'm hurting.
You still got 7?
I'm 7. Shaima is at 17 right now. She's pretty much at my max.
How much HP you got?
6.
Okay, Marie, how much HP you got?
Help. She went to a doctor.
6.
Okay, they both have less than you after going to a doctor, and they have bullet wounds that are still recovering. And Bev, Marie got shot twice. Bev's head looks like there's an eggplant coming out of her forehead, and they still, whatever.
All right, I'm going to shoot myself in the foot then before I go to the hospital so that I can justify it.
Oh, goodness.
And this is how Pastor Wood dies. Shooting himself in the foot out of spite and bleeds out.
Infection from the lost toe.
So while everybody else is going to La Paz, I decided to put together a separate little side adventure because Steven wanted to be special and be by himself. So let me go ahead and get some. Let me go ahead and let's see what music should I play for this. Let's do a little creepy standard. Let's just do that.
See, Steven just likes getting Jeff all to himself. So he goes off by himself, then he and Jeff just get to
I would be able to
RP
enjoy
together
this more if you would let Jeff talk
bit.
instead.
Thank you, Steven.
Exactly.
I appreciate that.
Points.
Okay.
Take it.
We open up. We see a taxi letting out Pastor Wood. It is nighttime. You are no longer near your new hotel. In the new hotel, I think I have a name for it too, if you want it for your notes. Posada Los Arcos. Inn of the Arches is what this one's called. So we see Pastor Wood getting out. We see I think you turned your shirt inside out is what you said, but otherwise you're wearing the same clothes. Still got some blood and some stains and all kind of stuff on you. And you see him get let out in front of what appears to be a multi-story hospital, the Hospital General de Mexico. This is a actual hospital, established 1905. I did some research. Anyhow, multi-story. And you are, because you have the ability to speak Spanish, you have no real issues getting pointed towards the emergency department. And you go in, and you can see that inside it's a fairly chaotic place. The outside was fairly austere and utilitarian, and when you come inside, you kind of see these very high ceilings and these long corridors and such, and tiled floors. You hear the sounds of like footsteps, some of them squeaking, some of them clicking. But it's very chaotic. You can see there's a mix of patients from various backgrounds and such, all looking to get some kind of medical attention. The smell of antiseptic is very, very prevalent. And there's really like a very serious hustle and bustle. But we find yourself at a check-in counter, basically. And a woman looks up. You would probably put her in her 30s or so. She has a kind of exhausted but nonetheless friendly face as she looks up at you, and in Spanish essentially asks you name and what can she help you with? What is the problem? What do you say?
I think I would be honest with her. I would give her my name, and I would say that I was attacked by a flock of birds.
Okay, so she looks up at you, and you got attacked by a flock of birds. She has to stifle like a chuckle a little bit at that, but then when she realizes you're being serious, she gets a professional look, and then she asks you, you gave her the name. Do you have proof of identification? Anything like that? Do you have proof of identification?
I'm sorry, I missed that. It might have been my internet, but we had a bit of a stutter.
I started too. I thought it was me.
Okay, so she looks up at you. Apologies. She could just be her internet again. It's been weird lately. It's hot. So she looks up at you and she asks you, after stifling her chuckle, if you have any form of like identification to prove who you say you are.
I need identification to get bandages and stitches.
And she kind of looks you up and down, and you have been, as we've already mentioned, you've lost 11 points of damage, which is significant. So you have these very deep gashes all over your body. You have stab wounds here and there from the beaks and the talons of these birds. You have bite marks. Your shirt, while inside out, is covered in blood. Your jacket is probably covered in blood. Your hat probably has some bloody splashes on it. You probably have some busted, bruised places where you've kind of hit the deck here and there. So she looks up at you.
Me criticizing. This was Pastor Wood just being cranky because he's very upset with this whole situation.
Okay. I'm just setting the scene, Steven.
Sorry.
And we're back. And so he looks up at you and she says, "See, yes. She looks up at you and she's just, it is customary that we, if possible, if you do not have proof of identity, we will still tend to you, of course, but for our records."
Well, I'm sorry, I left my ID at home.
You are a traveler?
Yes.
Do you have... you have... do you have a...
Now, why are you accusing me of being a liar? I told you my name was Zephaniah Wood.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That is understood. Take a seat, and we'll get you back very quickly. She points over, and you can see that this little waiting area and such, and there's people, various degrees of injury.
Oh, of course. And people with bring in ID get to come in right away, and the rest of us just have to sit in the chairs and wait. I see how it is. And I just loudly walk over to the chair and groan as I sit down.
Okay. It's not very long before someone fetches you. 15 minutes maybe. And you are led back through, again, these very long corridors. And eventually you are brought into a small little room, little nook. There's you would assume a nurse initially kind of sits down and asks you to take the shirt off, show whatever, issues, whatever your injuries are, so that she can kind of take a basic assessment. How would Pastor Wood be handling all of this?
He'd be grumbling the whole time about how he had to wait and he's injured. But he would take his shirt off and strip down to his boxers so that she could, see all the injuries and stuff.
Okay.
In a medical setting, I don't think he'd be overly modest.
Okay. So, I mean, the door's, door or a curtain's closed, something like that is closed, so you do have some privacy. She starts asking you questions, and she's like, it said here that you were attacked by a flock of birds?
See, birds.
Sir,
feather creatures that fly around.
In order to properly treat you, we would need to know accurate information. Do not, it is confidential.
I'm not lying to you, they're birds.
But there are very serious signs of violence here.
Why would you think that I'm lying about being attacked by birds? Who comes in with that kind of story?
Well, those who are afflicted with... have you been doing drugs?
My hand would go down to my leg where my pocket used to be before I took my pants off.
Okay.
No, I ain't taking no drugs.
So did you bring any nectar with you?
Yeah, it's in my pocket still.
Okay.
Wherever my pants are folded up.
So, you know what? I'm gonna give her a roll. Okay. See, you watch her eyes as they see your hand drift to your leg, kind of instinctively, maybe twitch a little bit, and then you realize it's not there, and then she kind of looks down at the heap of your clothes, and she leans down and she picks up the pants. She reaches in. Could I get something for you? And she pulls out whatever's inside.
What are you doing? Put it down. I'd go to reach and take them out of her hands. Don't be going through a man's clothes. It's inappropriate.
Is that what you have taken? Is it the substance that you
I haven't taken anything.
Sir, Mr. Wood, the on-call staff noted that you had very strange and suspicious injuries, that you are ornery, angry, quick to temper, that your pupils were dilating. We have reason to believe...
If I'm angry, it's because people keep calling me a liar and going through my pants.
No one is calling you a liar. We are just wanting clarification, is all.
I recently... She found the vial, is what you're saying, right?
Yeah, she does. She's holding it. She doesn't necessarily know what it is necessarily, but she has it.
Oh, dear.
I picked that up at a friend's house. I don't know what it is. I was going to hand it back to him. I have not taken any of it. And I go to reach for it out of her hands to put it back in my pocket.
And she will hold on to it for a second. And then your hands will touch for a moment. And she'll be like, if this is something you have imbibed, perhaps we should keep it to test to make sure it is not causing some sort of ill effect.
I have not taken it. How many times do I have to say that?
Well, let's find out. Give me a fast talk.
Well, I haven't taken it today, so I think...
It doesn't matter. It's still a fast talk. And that's not true.
Oh, damn.
That's not true.
Do you have a 5, or are you higher than 5 in fast talk?
It's a 5, but we have a nice friend named Mark who gave us some bonus dice. So I'll take 2 of them.
Okay.
So 1 in 4 chance to pass here.
Sure. Rolling with them Norse Foundry dice so we can cheat. That's what he said before he went live. That he's going to start rolling physically so he can cheat. These are literally his words. I have witnesses.
Well, now I feel like I should cheat because I rolled a 32. But,
Okay. Does it fail?
Yes, it failed.
Okay. Do you want to spend some luck?
Oh, damn, I forgot I can do that. I don't have any luck.
You rolled so bad with your luck pre-stream. It was so bad. I'm up over 50 luck. I'm super excited about that. Steven is not.
I'll spend the 7 luck.
My goal this session is to make Steven regret going off by himself.
I already do.
Okay. So she lets go of it. And lets you take it. But we will need to clean the wounds. Some of these will need stitches. And we will do something for the pain. Do you have any other medical history that we should be concerned with? Do you have any
healthy as an ox.
Adverse effects to medications?
No, nothing.
I see. Some of... I will go ahead and begin cleaning, and then we will bring a doctor in to make a final assessment. Is this sufficient? Mr. Wood?
Well, it's all I wanted was to get stitched up. I don't know why that's so much to ask for.
Mr. Wood, you are a foreigner in Mexico City. You have a story about being attacked by birds, which is, I would hope you could admit, peculiar. You arrive here with great irritation when there are dozens of other people in the emergency room with equal or worse injuries than yourself, and make a scene. And then, when I take you into a private room, you make an additional scene. You display behavior characteristic of those who are adversely affected by substances, and then you are carrying a mystery vibe in your pants that you say you are not imbibing. Perhaps these are some reasons why it was more complicated than you thought.
Being cranky after having quite a stressful day with a freak occurrence of nature attacking me. There might be a reason that I'm a little on edge.
I see. Well, perhaps we should just get to it then.
It's about time.
So she'll proceed to start applying various medical treatments to the crybaby. Okay, let's cut then to...
I don't know why I become such a dick sometimes. It just happens.
It's just what it is, man. Let's cut over. We are over at La Paz. So let's see. What do I want to do for La Paz? So let me get a little music going. It's totally going to be something completely different and fun, unlike what Steven's doing. And then we'll go from there. Let's see what we got. Let's do a little...
I really liked you're kind of being a jerk. So maybe you're high. Oh, you're not high. You're just a jerk.
An asshole.
This was the flow of that conversation. I'm trying to give you an out here.
Gloria Wood's life.
Yeah. So a couple quick reminders. So let's dive back in. We're back at La Paz. Remember, La Paz is the bar we've been to before. It is more of a kind of a local dive than it is like anything too artsy or fancy, but it's one that kind of has a certain charm to it because of that dive quality. So you can see at this point it's nighttime, so it's probably past 7, 8, something like that. And so it's dark outside. You all arrived last time around, and you were like kind of flagged down by Elena inside. Now the exterior is it's sort of plain, just like plaster columns and things like that. And inside, it's all very there's a very modest stage where there's like a band that's a couple of musicians playing here and there. There's a tiny kitchen. There's a little bar like on one side where you can see a man in probably his 50s or so, you think, with some tattoos and such, who has been referred to as Tonio. He seems to be commiserating with some of the locals, making drinks, that sort of thing. There is a younger man, maybe in his 20s or so, named Benji, that I think Elena has mentioned the name to, who is kind of going around delivering drinks to various places. You can see that on the walls there are some paintings of like the Virgin of Guadalupe and El Cid, if you're familiar with those figures. And there's also some like frescoes and Mexican countryside. It's all kind of old and it kind of has an age quality to it. Nothing here looks like a modern aesthetic. And all of you are now sitting at, like, crunched around this table in the corner near the stage and away from the door. And you can see that there are two men that are sitting next to, like, kind of flanking either side of Elena. One of them is a fairly slender looking with a fairly kind of, it's not quite a pompadour, but it's almost like a pompadour style haircut as it's kind of coved over to the side. He's a very thin mustache. He's carefully groomed, you can tell. Very handsome looking face, but otherwise is kind of skinny and lank. The other one, who you'll notice, those of you that are here will notice, are occasionally like kind of stealing glances at Elena here and there, and there's like kind of a loving touch or two, is Hernando, who you know to be the drummer. And he's a little bit taller, muscular, kind of built honestly like a wrestler, to be honest. Clean shaven. He's got dark hair. His hair is parts down the middle and kind of combs to either side, and is, you can tell, is slightly greased with some kind of product. And the three of them are there. They each have drinks in front of them. You can see there's cigarettes that are burning as well. You can tell also that Elena has a notebook out that is like, she's got some scribbles in it and such, both like things writing itself, but also it looks like she's like writing lyrics and poetry and all sorts of stuff. But when she sees you all come in, she flags down Patrick, because Patrick's the one she recognizes. And she comes over and she's like, "Oh, it is so good to see you." And she kind of introduces herself. She comes up to Marie, and she comes up to Shaima, and she comes up to Bev. And like, when she sees your injuries, "Oh goodness, are you okay? Was something, what has happened to you?" Like specifically Bev, who has a giant welt on her head. Yeah. "Are you okay?"
I'm fine now. I just happened to get into an accident, unfortunately.
"Oh, automobiles are very, very dangerous. Very dangerous. Yeah. Yes. That is why we mostly walk everywhere. It's everything you need right here is within the district."
Yeah. I went out to a different district, but I think I'm just going to stick here for now.
Yeah, well, it is the most creative place. And so she's all very, very nice to meet you. It's like, "I see my cousin or uncle, or to be honest, I do not know what he is not here, which is partly a good thing, because now we can have fun." And then she'll like come over to Marie and kind of do the same thing and kind of introduce herself. "Elena Alcatraz, please call me Elena."
Yes, Elena. Very, very nice to meet you. You can call me May.
"No, very nice to meet you, May. This here," and she'll kind of turn back, "this is Javier, this is Hernando." And you see both of them like kind of, they get up. Hernando a little faster, Javier a little slower, and they kind of wave, but you can tell they're a little sheepish at the same time, but they'll be polite. And then she'll come over to Shaima and be like, "Hello, Elena Alcatraz, this is pleasure to meet you. Pleasure to meet you."
So nice to meet you. I've heard so much about you.
"Oh, that's wonderful. Patrick has told me a little bit about you all. My cousin, less so." And you can see like Patrick is there, is kind of shaking hands with like the band members and such. "Please sit. Have a seat. We shall get you Benji." And like you can see like Benji, this like young 20-something-year-old, like screeches and nearly drops a tray and looks over at her and kind of makes a dirty look. Puts a couple drinks down, and eventually it will come over towards you all. So they sit down. You're all around this big old table, and you can see like Elena's like looking at you all, smiling and like asking some basic questions like, "How are you finding Mexico? Like, what do you think of the city? What do you think of this? With that, like all like kind of basic things." And she's looking at you with this like bright effervescence, like awaiting your answers. Like, "So what do you think of this place?"
"Oh, it's been just absolutely wonderful. I am always on the hunt for new inspiration. I'm not sure if your relative, by the way, he took
the grumpy old man.
He would have, yes, that one. He would have wanted to be here, but he's actually getting some medical attention. So just good thoughts.
Is he getting the giant stick out of his bum? Perhaps that is what's happening.
Oh my. Oh, well, we can
I kid.
We can hope. Oh. But yes, I actually I do a little bit of singing myself. And so I'm always, it's so wonderful to go new places and hear new sounds and just being inspired. Isn't it just such a good feeling, just being inspired?
Absolutely. You should sing something for us. Oh, hey! And she kind of calls out towards somebody on the stage. You see like there's a man with like a classical guitar kind of just playing through this like little riff or whatever. And there's like a man behind him like with a trumpet kind of playing away. And they're all just, just basic stuff here and there. And like people are kind of coming and going. Everything's kind of quiet and mood. And she shouts out something in Spanish, but like you can probably translate a bits and piece of it and basically says like we have a singer. She would like to sing. And they nod and they smile as they're in the middle of a song. And you, Shaima and Miski, Dr. Key. A doctor, yes, you are a doctor, I hear. Yes?
Not a medical doctor, but a doctor of anthropology, so...
Anthropology, yes. I believe that was... I think she might have learned that about you. So, yeah, have you been to the university?
Not yet. Once I'm healed up a bit more, I would love to.
Grand and beautiful. I spent much of my time there when I first arrived. Not as much anymore, but since Octavio left. But I have spent a significant amount of time there. It's a beautiful place. Grand libraries. And you, Shaima, how are you finding this place?
I am just in love with everything that I've been seeing. I really wanted to see a literary bird fight, but I have not seen one yet. But I did hear about a district where I can go and actually do some of the fights. So I am hoping that I can maybe go and do that at some point. But if not, I'm going to see it on Saturday, I think.
You want to get into... You come here on vacation to get into a fight?
To win fights. I'm gonna win. I'm gonna win. You should bet on me.
Of course. I have very little money to bet, I'm afraid. Very little money. Well. So, and like at that point, Benji will come over and she'll like order drinks and such, and you'll get various things. There's not a whole lot to choose from. It's not like a grand bar, and so like you'll like cervezas and like whiskeys and things like that will probably get brought over. And at this type of place, it's the type of place where like there's a little bit of food, but like it's really dependent upon how much you're drinking, how much food you're allowed to have at the table. So it starts like with almost nothing, and then once you get a second round, some chips come in. But since you have Elena with you, like you have like little bits of like finger foods and things to pull from. All of it's very simple though, right? And so like once the pleasantries are done, she'll kind of look over towards you all because we don't have time for them. And she's like, so this is Javier Luna. This is Hernando. They are in the band. I am told that you would like to ask them some questions. This is what my grumpy old cousin had to say. Something along the lines. And like you can see both of them kind of look at each other. What is this? You didn't say that. What? What? And you can see like the guy who's talking is Javier, the skinnier one. Is like, you didn't say anything about this. I thought we were meeting about your song. No questions. No, nothing like that. And she's like kind of. Oh, stop it. It's just a few questions. It's no problem at all. And he's just like, no. And he's like trying to get up, but like Hernando, it's like, it's fine. It's like a few questions is fine. What did you want to know about?
Oh, see, we're, like I said, a singer, just thrilled by so many different singers from around the world, and just absolutely enamored with Leticia. Just what a voice. So lovely.
They both just kind of nod, like,
yes.
See.
Yes.
Very beautiful.
Yes.
You see, they both immediately grow a little uncomfortable at that. You can tell, but like, see, very beautiful voice.
Yes, I've been collecting her records, and she's kind of got a couple records that she had, found at different record stores. Is there anywhere local that we may be able to see a local performance? Records just don't quite do the same as just being able to see a live performance.
Leticia is not doing live performances anymore. She is mostly doing recordings. No. Yes, I'm sorry to say.
Oh my, that voice, that's a voice that needs a room like this to just hear it and not coming through a machine. Oh, what an absolute travesty that is. Is there, and she sort of like looks over to Bevel, is there an amount that someone might be able to get is this a private performance kind of a situation, just not anywhere?
They look at each other, like you can see both the guys are, you can tell like a whole conversation passes between their facial expressions back to one another. And then like Javier speaks up. We are not her managers, but I do not believe she is interested in either public or private showings. Perhaps things will change in the future. You should speak with her husband, Jonathan Brooks. I believe he has taken over the management of her career.
Oh,
At the mention of Jonathan Brooks, Thomas sort of adjusts uncomfortably in her seat and clears her throat.
Speaking of careers, how is your career going? I heard that you guys haven't been on the circuit for a week or so.
It's just temporary. We are assessing our options for the future. We have been on the circuit for several years. We have been playing in the clubs. We have been in the studio, of course, and we are assessing to see what the next steps might be. Perhaps even leaving. And they're like, what is this? You didn't say anything about leaving. And Miranda kind of like waves it off. Yes, we're thinking perhaps finding new venues. Los Angeles, perhaps. Chicago, I hear, is a beautiful, wonderful music city. New Orleans. Yes.
It would be fun.
Apologies, Dr. K. I'm actually from Chicago.
We were just in Los Angeles.
And we were just in Los Angeles.
What wonderful. Do you, is it as welcoming to, creatives as, we have heard? Are there opportunities? Do you think? And they both, you could tell, are like looking, like suddenly when you mention, like you're from Chicago, like they're like they light up a little bit as if like almost like there's a hint of desperation to it. Like, is there a healthy industry, do you think?
Oh my word, of course there is. Now, some of it was thriving during Prohibition and, the black and tans and all of that, but it is still going strong. Oh, Prohibition, it's a states thing. We're past it now.
We have heard of this.
Yep.
Yes. But do you have, we would love to get recommendations on places we might go.
Oh, yes.
If we decide to travel there, we have not decided yet.
What's
of
holding
course.
you back from travel?
We have, there are other members in the band. Yes, there are other members in the band, and we travel as a group. That is what it, yes. And we all must agree. And funds, of course. We are...
Oh, how much are you guys seeking?
We have our funds. We have some money. We just don't yet know if it is enough. There are several of us. Can we support ourselves? Is it enough? It's all very complicated decision. People have families here. They don't want to leave necessarily. And you can see this whole time, like Elena has been sort of just like staring daggers at Hernando, like right, and he's just kind of doing his best to ignore it and like be part of the conversation. But yes, we are keeping our options open.
Well, if you'd ever like a sponsor, I think Marie and I could definitely step in for that. And Elena, I think you'd love the States. California, you honestly would fit right in.
No, I do not think so. No, I have seen what the states have produced, and I prefer it here. If I will go anywhere, I will go south, I will go east, I will not go to. Then the old one will track me down and tell me how I should live after having not seen me for 15 years.
He does that, does he not?
Yes, he does. I shall find a place he cannot find.
He means well. I believe he means well. But
no, I don't
the way
think so.
there is sometimes a trip to get there. But this is, I can see, I mean, Koyokan has been absolutely beautiful in the few days that we have been here. I can see why you would not want to leave a place such as this. So vibrant. It does seem a bit dangerous, though. We were walking past the rubble of a fire, and that was concerning.
Yeah, Elena's like giving you guys an eyebrow, because if you recall the last conversation that Elena had with Patrick and Pastor Wood, like, she knows why you guys are here. Like, this isn't like, so she's just sort of like looking at you guys and like raising an eyebrow because you're being so coy about it. The guys, on the other hand, are just like, you know, you can see their eyes get a little down. Just, yes, fire. It happens. Fire happens everywhere. Do fires not happen in Chicago? Is it very safe from fire?
No, it is not.
Well,
but at least it's not because you refuse to work for someone.
They don't say anything.
So, and Marie will sort of see the look that Elena was giving. So as my associate, Dr. Key, was referencing, we do have the potential for some funds available that we would certainly be interested in sharing, but we are in search of information. And perhaps we could trade information for something that might be of use to you.
Javier, like, raises an eyebrow, looks at Elena, looks at you all. What sort of information?
Well, specifically about JB.
Jonathan.
They look at you. Oh. Is that why? Is that why we are here, Elena? You brought them here to talk to us about Brooks? Is that what this is about? This is some sort of ambush? And then like Elena's like, oh, stop it, you're being melodramatic. She's like, Well, Mr. Brooks is a challenging man. He has a very singular vision as to what he would like his wife's musical career to appear. And there's been time when we have been part of that vision, and there have been times that there have not. And that is the lot of it. If you are looking for, are you looking to sign on with him? He is not a professional yet, though I know that he has begun to record some of his own studio. If you want a professional, speak with Mr. Cortez, Victor. He is better at producing, I would say.
Are you friends with Victor?
I would not say we are friends, but we are acquainted. Professional.
I see.
We're looking to get a bit more specific information as to where we might be able to find Mr. Brooks.
They, again, exchange a look. We are unfamiliar. He has a apartment, perhaps there. Leticia, I believe, has an apartment as well. Perhaps one of these places. These are their homes.
Well, they're not at Mr. Brooks is not at his apartment.
Yeah. Are you happy with your employment?
We are not an employee of Mr. Brooks. We are occasionally hired for certain sessions. We are freelancers. We're not employees. We prefer to have a certain sense of freedom.
It may feel that way now, but truly, do you feel the noose tightening and pulling you closer into the fold? Have you been to the nectar parties?
They again look and they look at it. What do you know of nectar? What is this?
You are aware of it?
How are you aware of it?
I have
From
studied
the States.
They kind of look. We know that it is one of the ways that Mr. Brooks is able to afford some of his production. But we have seen it at parties, guerrilla fiestas, and we have tried it ourselves. It is not our preference. But it is not for us to decide. But we don't know much more than that, if that is what you are thinking of. It seems to affect people in very strange ways that we are not very comfortable having it affect us.
So he's never made you take it while recording?
Made us take it? No. He's offered us some, and we have tried it. But he did not take.
Does he make Leticia take it?
He does not make Leticia do anything. Leticia is her own person. And to be honest, the people who work for Mr. Brooks, his actual employees, I think they are more devoted to Leticia than they are to him. They do what he says for fear of retribution, but it is for Leticia that they seem truly devoted.
Do you know anything about those employees, like Konovalov?
They take their eyes. You are very well informed, it seems, about Mr. Brooks's enterprises here. I wonder if you could explain why that is. You seem to be asking us a lot of questions about our business. What is it that is your business, then? Seems only fair. Tit for tat, as they say.
Business contacts that were in Los Angeles, California. I believe you're aware of Samson Trammell?
I do not know this name.
It was someone who Jonathan Brooks was working for, but now there seems to be a bit of a power struggle between the two. And
This is your business. Why?
What he is doing here is spilling over into quite a bit of violence and dangerousness.
how did
So you
the
all
drugs
Came from Los Angeles.
make you
You all
feel?
work for this Trammell, and you are here to exact retribution. Is that what this is?
Not
No.
retribution. We're just trying to get a better sense of what exactly is Nectar and how the music, there's always those records whenever we found Nectar, even in Los Angeles.
Javier is the one, by the way, doing pretty much all
Yeah.
the talking.
Yeah,
Occasionally,
yeah.
Hernando chime
Yeah.
in, but you could definitely tell he is the front man in conversation and in performance. So he's like, what does it mean to take this? It is a drug. I do not think it is legal, but it is a drug. That is certain. Like any other. There are many. In terms of what it does, it makes one feel... Well, I did not like the way it feels, like a lack of inhibition. Which is, on the one hand, a very good thing, but on the other hand, too reckless could lead to problems and misunderstandings, and it is very difficult to perform. It seems whenever we did try it, the idea of playing music itself was not as interesting to us as other things. Whoever wants to. Roll a psychology test.
Like the shaman is kind of nodding knowingly at this.
Is this something that we can all roll, or
Yeah, any one of you. If you're in the conversation, it's fine. I don't mind.
35 under 81.
Nice. That's a hard success. What about the two of you?
47 under 69?
Beverly failed. My head's hurting.
Yeah. Shima and Marie, you would notice that as like Javier is describing the effect of that he felt while taking nectar and going into like what exactly, like you could tell Hernando is he squirms a little bit, not like too much, but you could tell he's squirming and he's kind of downcast eyes. You could tell, like, you kind of get the feeling that his view or his feelings are maybe divergent, but he's like, no, Javier's talking. I'm not going to contradict him. You're kind of getting that vibe. But like Javier doesn't pick up on it. Like he's occasionally he'll look over and Hernando is just like kind of nodding along. And then Javier like kind of continues and he's like, the nectar is, it is a drug. It is like any other. Where it was here in much more abundance months ago. Seems to have dwindled. We do not see it as often. At some of the shows up until last week, people would come to us and ask if we had any. And we do not. Well, that's not true. We do have some. But we are considering perhaps selling it ourselves. And you can see like Hernando is kind of getting upset, and Elena is like kind of just to fund travel and such. That is. But if Brooks or his Russian dog were to find out, then it could cause problems. But like I said, we are keeping our options open. But yes, I don't know how much nectar is Brooks's primary focus any longer. He has very much embraced the music productivity. He's continuing to focus on more and more music. It's gotten stranger and weirder over time. Like he hired us to be Rosario. That was her name before she changed it. Mm-hmm. And her stage persona, Leticia. And we produced an album, yes, at the Studio del Mañana. Released it earlier in the year, and we immediately started working on another album, a full album this time. But it got bogged down creatively. And Brooks and Leticia were never satisfied. And so they would pull us in, and we would do recording and re-recording and recording and re-recording. And eventually we stopped recording with Victor Cortez. That Brooks said that he did not want to deal with Cortez any longer. He wanted it to be more private. He wanted more control over things. And the music just kept being stranger and stranger. There aren't even lyrics anymore. You said that you enjoy Leticia's voice, but it honestly just feels like formless jazz in the back, and Leticia just singing things that don't even sound like words. But anyhow.
And then there's been the addition of the mouth?
La Boca. Yes.
Yes.
We're not sure exactly. And they both kind of look at each other. It is another performer. We have not met them. But much more baritone, bass, and voice. Leticia, higher pitches. But that too is very odd. Periodically we will hear the recording. It is a complex process. Like as I said, Brooks is very controlling. Does not let anyone. We haven't even seen Leticia for weeks now. For a while we record together, in person together, and then we stopped seeing her entirely. So sometime.
But do you think she's okay?
Why do we keep hearing her voice? And Brooks, despite his problems, he is devoted to her. And so are the people around them. So, Which isn't to
What's the
say
last
there's
time
nothing to
you
be
saw
worried
him?
about. Brooks? Well, we see him more frequently. You can see they both get a little, I don't remember. And they both kind of like, Benji, another round. And you can see like they kind of dodge the question and they both kind of avert their eyes a little bit. So Benji will come
What?
over, kind of replace your drinks.
If I could ask, why did she change her name? Rosario is such a beautiful name. Why did she change that?
Just Leticia the not? It's Leticia of the Light, whatever. It is a stage name. Why does anyone take a stage name?
Oh, I see. I've done that myself. I just wondered if it fell in with the pattern of her involvement with Mr. Brooks and everything else that's been going on. It is a beautiful name.
The truth is we have very little inside information, which seems to be what you are after here, because of whatever it is you're trying to do for your Samson Tremble. However, we cannot help you there. We know nothing about his industry, and we have not spoken with either in quite some time. But all you can say is that he is a very, very paranoid man. And Leticia is she was a very beautiful woman with a beautiful voice, and we have not spoken with her directly in quite some time. So clearly we have very little to offer.
And you don't have any information as to where this nectar, like, was it coming locally? Was it something that was made
We do not know.
locally or coming in
I
from
do not
somewhere
know.
else?
I do not know. We are we play music. We are not drug traders. And Elena's like, oh, but you're going to sell that piece of nectar then, aren't you? Selling it one time does not mean that we are drug dealers now. It's just to get the just to get yeah, and you can see he just like kind of like chokes on his tongue a little bit. Anyhow, as I said, and you can see he's getting like.
You should just bet on me. I'm going to go fight anyway. You should just bet on me.
Bet on you. We just met you. I don't know. And you can see like Javier's just getting like so angry, and he just gets up. He's like, I will be right back. And you see he just kind of wanders off at that point and like to a bathroom or something like that.
I'm
Let's
sorry, Elena. I wasn't meaning
Okay,
to
good.
upset
Finish.
him. I just meant that, he didn't need to sell nectar.
It is fine. He is very temperamental. He's a front man. He is a singer. They are all very, how it is. Not like the grounded. And she like kind of puts her hand on like Hernando's shoulder, like like so proud of him. But he's like, it is fine. He'll be fine. He will splash water on his face. He will come back and he will be fine. But let's go ahead and let's cut back to the hospital. Let's check back in as we see Pastor Wood now with several of his wounds. We see him in his boxers still. We can see the nurses there. We can see a doctor has come in. We can see stitching has certainly happened here. And we can see that you've been cleaned up. Like you can see a lot of the smudging, the dried blood, all of that seems to be away now. Like they've got like a bucket and sponge and they're cleaning this too, and they're stitching things up. You can see lots of different antiseptic and stuff trying to clean your wounds a bit. It's been a painstaking process because you have literally dozens of them. And the whole time the doctor is like, it's just, kind of sort of probing with sort of these gentle questions like, birds, you said, yes? It's a very
Big ones with big mouths.
Birds with big mouths. You sure it was birds?
They had the talons, had the feathers, had the beaks. Yeah, they were birds.
But did it have the rows of teeth? Yeah, look. And he kind of holds up your arm and he turns it around. And so you're looking at what looks like it's relatively small, maybe 3-4 inches wide. But you can see it's like a bite mark. This does not look like a bird bite.
Well, don't birds have teeth down here? I thought that was a thing. In Mexico, birds had teeth.
Do they now? Yes. Well, I'm not an ornithologist, so I do not know specifically, but this, if I were to say, looks much less like a wound from a bird, but perhaps a wound from someone biting you, perhaps?
You think I was attacked by a whole bunch of biters?
Well, possibly. You say that you were attacked by birds. Fine, we listen to you. But then we clean away your wounds, and we start to stitch them up, and we can see that the shape, the size of the wounds is not inconsistent with the poke of a beak or the scrape of a talon. Some certainly are. Some somewhat more questionable.
Am I on trial here for just trying to come and get some help? Like, I don't understand what kind of birds live down here either. I just know there was a whole flock of them, and they tried to eat me. They were pecking at me. They were scratching at me. They were biting me.
Yes. The nurse explained you are very ornery. Yes, I understand. Quick to temper. And he just sort of like nods and smiles, very patient, etc., etc. And then you hear a knock on the door. And when it creaks open, you can see there is a man that pokes his head in. You can see he's got a very precise mustache, very maintained, kind of thin. And he is certainly like, younger side of middle age. And you hear the doctor say, Detective Gomez, yes, come in.
Excuse me, I'm in my skivvies here. Is there no such thing as privacy?
Pats you on the bats you on the knee. It is fine. He is a detective. He has seen far worse. Is that not right, Detective Gomez? Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Do not worry. You can put your pants on if you prefer.
I definitely put my pants on.
Okay.
And make sure that the vial's still in there. Trying to do that subtly.
Okay, sleight of hand.
All right. I'm really good at sleight of hand. I've got a whole 10 in it, so I'll take 2 of those audience boosts again.
Got it.
Best. That's an 84, and I don't have enough luck to spend to make that better.
Okay.
Oh no.
Let's see. Let's see if the detective
crit fail
in here
at least. That
notices
would have
it.
been worse.
And so, the detective doesn't say anything, but you get the sense it was seen. You did it not very deftly. And the doctor's, I need more supplies. I shall be right back. Detective Gomez will make sure that you are safe, in case any more flocks of birds come to try to hurt you. And he gets up.
I don't need a babysitter.
Well, you have been acting very much like a baby, according to the staff, so perhaps you do. Opens the door and he leaves.
Detective was just that one.
It was a good one. Come on, that was so good. You know that was good. So, detective comes up to you. I have it here that your name is Zephaniah Wood. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Mr. Wood, would you mind if I ask you a few questions?
Depends on the questions, I suppose.
Yeah, I see. Well, I've been told that you have some very suspicious wounds. And I can see that was a accurate report. Would you care to tell me the story of how you acquired these wounds?
I was walking through the streets, and a flock of birds swept down and started pecking at me.
You are walking through the streets.
I don't know why I need to keep explaining this. You're the one that needs to find some sort of rangers or animal control to come take care of your bird problem out here.
We have already enlisted the foremost bird experts to come here, and there is an APB out for a flock of birds. Do not worry. No, I'm interested in a few other things. You say walking down the street, you're attacked by birds. First, I will be honest with you. You are a grown man. I will tell you that I do not believe you. At least I do not believe you are telling me the truth. Not in its entirety. Secondly, you have in your possession that you so clumsily tried to hide from me. A vial there. Might I see it?
I would prefer not to.
Well, I would prefer not to be here at all. But then a very angry Caucasian comes in and tries to command everybody on what to do and criticize them about their behavior and is fraught with all sorts of odd wounds. And strangely enough, it is a man who matches the description of someone who yesterday was poking around a site that was recently arson had been committed and a man had died. So I think maybe you would prefer to hand that over and start being a little bit more courteous with your answers. Or I could remove us to a different place and we can ask those questions there. Is that what you would prefer?
I don't understand why I'm on trial here. Heaven forbid a tourist tries to explore the city and walks around. I didn't know that there would be a crime scene.
I'm going to give you one more chance to be courteous. If you come with that another chance, with a snide, condescending, and possibly inaccurate statement, well, then we will have a problem. Now, I will ask again. May I see that vial that you so clumsily tried to hide from me?
I'll hand over the vial.
So he takes it. Do you know what this is?
No.
See, I think you might. You don't know what this is. And that is the answer you're going to stick with.
I don't know what it is, but I know what it's called.
Ah, and what is it that you call it?
I've heard it called nectar.
You see, that is what I have heard it called as well. I've heard it called this. I have seen various people having imbibed this. I have seen some of their consequences of having imbibed it. Now, it is not necessarily illegal yet, because we do not know exactly what it is, as you said. However, you have a vial here. You are acting a little peculiar. So,
You do have to allow that if I had imbibed that, I would be acting in a very different manner.
oh, that's perhaps true. That is perhaps, I will allow that. However, I would like to know where it is that you acquired this vial.
Can I get a sense of, like, I know that he's doing his due diligence, but can I get a sense of, like, if he is coming specifically because of the nectar or if it's because of me being a jerk? Would that be, like, something I'd be able to,
Psychology. Give a psychology roll. Yeah.
Okay, that's a good roll. What's my psychology? 27 under 77. So I believe that's a hard success.
Nice.
Okay. I would say you get the sense that he's a cop, that you showed up at an emergency room with a weird story and a bunch of sketchy wounds, and that your clothes are covered not just in blood, but within stains of nectar, which has a very specific scent, and that more than likely people who work at a hospital might have encountered people who have taken nectar. And now he is responding to this, not only because of that, but because you, a middle-aged Caucasian white man with a very specific look, were seen going about on the site of where arson happened and a man was killed. So I think you get the sense that he is being a detective, he is doing a due diligence, and you are a person of interest.
Can I level with you?
I would like nothing better.
I'm a private investigator from the U.S. My cousin lives down here in Mexico City, and I've learned that she's caught up with some less than savory people. And I'm trying to do my due diligence for my wife to make sure that her family is safe. I received that nectar from a man that she's tangentially related to, and I was going to have it sent back home for examining to determine its, what do you call it, a chemical composition, whatever.
That is another very interesting story that you have concocted. Very interesting. A few follow-up questions. And he pulls out a pad. What is the name of your cousin who lives here within Mexico City? Just for verification purposes.
Elena Alcatruz.
Elena Alcatruz, thank you. Do you have a means of contacting her? An address, a phone number?
I was supposed to be meeting her right now, but been tied up with...
And where were you meeting her?
What was the name of the bar? The Paz?
Yeah.
The Paz, yeah.
I would say that.
And he makes a face like, yes, I see. And you said that she got mixed up with certain people. Is that correct? Do you have names, identities of these people during your, which I am sure is a very robust and thorough investigation?
I believe his name was Javier, and his gang was called the Laughing Fools.
I'm sorry. Are you referring to Javier Luna and his Grinning Fools, the band?
Yes, those are the unsavory individuals I was referring to.
Perhaps your Spanish is not as good as you think, but you said gang. I believe you meant band. It's a musical band, yes?
Sure. They're an affiliation together.
So you believe that Javier Luna and his Grinning Fools are involved in the trade, distribution, production of nectar here within Mexico City, is that correct?
I don't know for sure.
But you believe, you suspect it?
I was doing my due diligence to ensure that my cousin would be safe.
Of course, of course, of course. Are there any other names that you can provide for me?
Not off the top of my head, no.
Okay, well, gracias. Thank you, Mr. Wood. Now, could you level with me about the wounds? There are many wounds, I have been told, that do not seem to align with your story of being attacked by a flock of birds, or bites, and things of that sort. Who did this to you, Mr. Wood?
Well, now here we have a problem, because I was telling the truth about the flock of birds. I believe they were being fed that nectar, and it made them aggressive in some way.
I see. Interesting. Pastor Wood, give me a persuasion roll. You haven't lied, not really. So persuasion.
He said lots of words. He said lots of words.
I don't know if you'll believe me, but I got an extreme success. I got a 5 under 65.
Okay.
Sweet.
I see. That is very interesting. Very interesting. Now, may I ask you, why were you at the facility for Jorge Novo? That was you, if we're being honest with one another.
Jorge Novo. You're talking about the record press facility, the factory?
That is correct. Novo.
That's because Javier and the Grinning Fools have been recording, and that's where the records were being pressed.
So you believe that Javier Luna and his Grinning Fools are potentially responsible for the destruction of the facility and the murder of Mr. Novo?
Well, I wouldn't say they're at the head of the snake, but I believe they're a part of it.
Now, I'm going to ask you another question, if that is all right with you. Have you had any interaction, perhaps with a man with a Russian accent? Very tall, ugly face.
Is it very clear that he's Russian?
That is just what witnesses described him as. I do not know this for sure. I have not spoken with him directly. I'm merely searching for him.
Do you know what his name would be?
I do not know.
Well, then I can't say that I have. I'm sorry.
Cannot say.
I have not had any interaction with a Russian fellow that may or may not have a name.
Ah, I see. Because we have witnesses that said the night of the arson, a maroon 4-door car, and some people, including this man, was seen speeding away from the facility. Now, I have not gotten out to the clubs very much, as I am a married man, children, that sort of thing. However, I do not believe there is anyone within Javier Luna and his grinning fools who is a tall Russian man. But perhaps I am wrong. Perhaps they have acquired new talent.
I'm a Southern man. I can't say that I associate with many Russians. And
You are a Southern
whenever
man.
that arson would have
Interesting.
happened, I was I was not in your country.
Ah, I see. Well, Mr. Wood, there are a great many irregularities about your story here, but I will check in on this. I will speak with Miss Alcatraz. I will speak with Mr. Luna. Where is it that I could find you should I need to contact you again?
We're staying at I'd given the name of the old hotel that we just moved out of, the Dreams, the Casa de la Sueña.
You think? You are staying at Casa de la Suena.
It's
Oh,
not a
very
problem. Is
interesting.
there something I should know about that? Does it have a poor reputation?
Well, not until recently, when a man in his middle 50s was harassing and accosting half of the hotel staff. Would you know anything about this, Mr. Wood?
You got that in your notes there too.
I am,
Wow.
I am a very
I love the password
thorough
has just
detective.
been developing this reputation around.
You
Well, I can't
yourself
say
are
that I would
a
know much about that.
private investigator.
I know there's a lot of foreigners that stay in that hotel.
Yes, and they all come here. They get liquored up, and they return to the hotel, and they act like they are at home. And they treat people with no respect. I see. That is the way. It would not be the first time a drunken white man from the south made such trouble. But that was not you. Just somebody else who matches your description staying at the same hotel that you gave to me. Interesting. I also have a report that there is a woman, gunshot, I believe, left there on the street out inside of that hotel. Would you know anything about that, Mr. Wood?
No, my wife is still in the States.
I did not say anything about whether you were married to her. I
Well,
asked,
I don't
did you
associate
know
with
anything?
women other than my wife.
How very childish. Go ahead and roll fast talk now, because that is straight up lies.
Count
42
one,
over
count
5.
two, count 3.
Okay. Well, I will be honest with you, Mr. Wood. I do not believe you are telling me everything you know. I do not know if you are perhaps involved in this trade of nectar, or if you are merely, as you said, here, so nobly trying to aid a cousin. However, I believe you are a person of interest in my investigation. So I would advise you, do not leave Mexico City until I have given you permission to do so. I will alert the various policemen and women to look for a flock of birds, just in case. We would like to make these streets very safe for you.
Oh, I do
No.
appreciate that. I would like to not have any more of these attacks. If I have to inform you when I'm leaving, would you mind? Do you have a card?
Do I have a card? Of course I do. reaches in and he hands one over, and it's just like some, I don't even know if they had cards in 1936, but we'll say they do. And he hands it over. Detective Gomez. So we have a Javier Gomez. So it's another Javier. Javier Gomez, and it just sort of has like a basic address for a precinct that he's in, and a phone number to that precinct.
I take it and fold it and put it in my pocket.
Okay.
And my nectar, as it's not illegal.
Yes, but I think since you said it was, you acquired it by speaking with people that you suspect of being illegal, I should probably keep this just to be sure.
Oh, that's how detectives work around here.
Around here, is it customary for, in the South, where you are from, for detectives when they come across suspicious substances to just leave it in the hands of individuals?
Well, I do my best not to rob individuals, yes.
Is that what you think I am doing? I am robbing you.
Well, I mean, you are taking something from my possession. I don't know what the textbook definition is. I'll admit I'm not the most educated man.
No, you do not seem to be. You seem to have a very misunderstanding about the leverage of power here. You see, you have given me some information and I am appreciative of it. The attitude, however, not as much. If you would like to continue with that, well, I have very good news for you. We have a room within our headquarters that is an excellent room for recalibrating the attitude of people. Would you like to see it? Because I am sure I can make arrangements to have you stay there, since your time at your other hotel seemed to have caused some trouble. We would not want anyone to accost you there.
Well, like as we said, that was some other individual.
Yes.
I do apologize that I have not been cordial enough for our interaction. Next time we speak, I'll be sure to be more respectful.
We shall see. Good day to you. And he leaves. We're going to cut from there.
Oh man.
Okay.
We're just peanut gallerying this. This is lots of fun. This is lots of fun. I just threw in chat. No birds can attack you in this very special room that we have.
You don't know that. We call it the bird cage. No. Okay.
Yes.
Let's see. Okay, let's come back to the La Paz. All right. So Javier Luna has just gotten up. He's just left. The rest of you are at the table. Some of you, I think everyone but Bev, did get the feeling that Hernando was much more, he was kind of awkward.
Someone please ask. Thanks.
So, what are you all doing?
Well,
So I think-
I'm sorry,
Go ahead.
Mr. Hernando. And Elena, I'm so Sham is kind of apologizing to them, and we'll continue to say, well, I mean, part of the reason I didn't want you to have some is because nobody should have to do things like that, especially if it makes them feel not good. You were saying it makes you feel not good, right?
He kind of nods and yes, I did not particularly care for it, so I will not do it anymore. But I appreciate your concern. Thank you.
What did it do to you?
Nothing. Like Javier said, it inhibitions. That is all. Nothing else. Nope. Nothing else. And you can tell, like, he is like very uncomfortable with this line of questioning. Like, you think you're onto something, Shama, but he is like.
So Shama kind of looks over to Marie because, again, like, typically, like, she knows something is going on, but is not nearly savvy enough to know how to prod. So she looks over at Marie, sort of like Are you seeing this? Kind of like that with that look.
Having quite unintentionally had exposure, it can be quite unsettling to not only lose your inhibitions, but sometimes sense things that aren't usually there, see things that others don't.
You have seen things? You have taken nectar?
I've been exposed.
What did you see?
It usually has to do with like a mouth or tongue or something like that.
See, he's like, his eyes are like darting left and right, and he's kind of nodding to it, like, did you? Did he kind of looks back and forth. I do not tell Javier.
Of course.
When we had tried it, we were listening to the album. The music that we recorded, the sessions, and I saw something. What do you mean? Was that? Like, and Elena's like concerned, right? I had visions. I know it sounds ridiculous. I understand, but we were playing a track that Brooks calls Grunido della Montagna, growl of the mountain. It was as if in the vision, it was like I saw into like the mountain itself had a large gash on its side. A gash that, as I started to focus on it, as I looked at it, it crystallized, like you said, into a mouth, an enormous mouth. The entirety of this slope of the mountain was a mouth, but you see, it was like, it was Leticia's. It was her mouth. I swear, I think. And when I looked at it, it was like I could see down into her, straight down into her stomach. I felt I did not like that feeling. Everyone else was feeling good, but I did not like it. And I do not want to take nectar again. And I don't like it. Sell it, throw it away. I don't want anything to do with it. Anyhow, it was not a good experience. Javier, the others, they did not. I told them a little about it, and they said I was ridiculous. And I am. I know it is ridiculous, but when he comes back.
No. It's not at all. The seeing of the mouths, it's not uncommon, I don't think. Not everyone responds the same, but it does happen.
I don't mean to frighten you, but I have studied it. And it's not a plant. It's not from anything else, any other sort of... It's not natural. It's...
What? What do you mean this? What is it?
It's something new, something alive.
What does this mean? I know what this. Why is she saying this? What does it to mean?
We're not sure.
He's getting kind of like panicked. What do you mean? It is not. What?
Beverly will reach out and put a hand on top of his hand, and Elena
pull it
as well.
Away. He's like, "What do you mean?" He's like you literally just told him he ate something not natural. Like, what is it then? What do you mean you studied? He's like really loud over top of like the music at this point. He's like, "Whoa, what is it then?"
we're not sure. That's why we're asking so many questions. We're
Yeah.
trying to get to the bottom of this. It's been so dangerous. The experience that you had, other people have had similar experiences. It can be quite dangerous, and we're trying
Worse
to.
experiences.
Well, we don't want you to have to settle it.
That was Javier's idea. He
If
he
you want
doesn't
to
like
leave, I'll help you.
it. I
You
don't
need
know
money? Is
you.
that what it is?
Well, Javier said he's not wrong. We have people. There are multiple. We stay together. We have worked together for years. We will not break up now. Not this. Someone to go, someone to stay. We have families. We have brothers and sisters, mothers. It's just not easy to just get up and leave.
Yes, but it's good that you're considering leaving. It's very good that you're considering leaving.
We don't know if he will follow us.
How close is the album to being finished?
It is. We haven't worked. I don't know. He makes the decisions. It's constant. He says it's done, and we record. He found us, and he came and got us, and he put hoods on our heads and drove us, and made us play in some secret studio. I don't know, but I don't want to do it. And he's like speaking really loud, and like there's people looking at this conversation. But I don't. He cuts. He hurts people. He when people don't do what he says, he breaks them. He beats them, cuts off their fingers, and and the big one, the Russian. He is bad, but if it was not for him, I think we would probably be dead. I think Brooks. He has a temper, and we have worked with producers before who have tempers, but this was something different. He raged at it.
You can't stay. We have to get you out. You can't stay.
I said we want to go. I said what I said. And like the whole time, like Elena's just like kind of trying to like settle him.
Yeah.
Shaman looks over at Bev and Murray. We have to get them out. We have to get them out.
It would be in their best interest, but it is their choice. It is their choice what they want to do. We're making sure that they are, if they weren't before, aware of what the dangers are. If they want our help, they could certainly reach out, and we would be happy to help them. That's why we're here asking so many questions. And she kind of looks to Elena just to see if she can she's just sort of trying to reassure him, and just like, we're not, because
you've just made him extremely upset and said that he just ate like, I don't know, something. So like, she's not really concerned with you guys. She's like, sit down, Fernando. You're being very calm down, quiet, calm down. I'm trying to like get him to sit down and like, whatever. And he's a big guy. Like he's, like I said, like compared to like Javier was slight and slender, but like Hernando is a really big dude. And fine. And he sits down. He says, fine. Sorry, I am sorry. And he kind of calls back out towards the people on the stage, like apologizing. It's like, I am sorry.
Can you tell us at all about this studio that you went to? Do you know which direction it was? How far away you had to drive? Was it hours? Was it close?
Javier says that I shouldn't say anything. He says this part, we keep it quiet. Konovalov said that he would kill us if we told anyone where he played, and kind of looks over to Elena. That means Elena too. Family, friends. So, and they hooded us. They blindfolded us, and they put us in the car.
Was there anything that did you heard? Did you go over railroad tracks? Did you go over a river?
I should not say anything. If I say anything, I put other people in danger. Right now, it is just us. But if I say something more, then Novelov and the others, they will come after us. They will cut us to pieces and feed us to his birds.
This information did not come from you. There are lots of who are already in danger, just from what's already happened.
Yeah.
If
I
you
don't know
help
for
us now-
certain. I don't know. Like I am not lying. They put those odds over our heads. We could not see, but when we were getting out of the car, before we went through the gate, I thought I saw something. It's a colonial road, not far from here. This information did not come from me. On the corner of Moctezuma in San Pedro. It looks like a ruin. It looks like nothing. There's a building next door. I think they own that one as well. But they took us. They're all basements, dungeons, creepy dungeons. And he had converted it to a recording studio. And we did not see who we were recording with. We were separated. Me and Javier. Where is Javier? He's like looking around. Me.
I think he just went to get a breath.
And you saw him maybe about 10 minutes ago go to the bathroom. And he's like looking. Javier and myself, the others, we were in one room. And I think there is someone in the next room. Maybe Leticia, maybe La Boca. I'm not sure, but I did not have a good feeling. It felt very wrong in there. And there are so many of his people. But we left. And this is when Gornovelov told us, if we say anything, then he will kill us, he will kill everyone we loved. And everyone we care about.
People having sex?
What? No. What? No. What?
It's a different.
It is a
part of the
recording studio.
process.
What?
You and she, excuse me, and she kind of blames it on like her head thing, and
It sounds very like a very frightening experience, being hooded and all of that. And this, you did not share that information with us.
Okay. Don't tell Javier either. He will get very upset with me.
No, we will
He
not.
told me not to tell anyone. But if you have friends, Elena, and they threatened Elena, then I should do something, I suppose.
Thank
Where
you.
is Javier? Where is he? Benji! Where is Javier? And like Benji's just like, the waiter just shrugs and points to the bathroom. What do you guys want to do?
Marie might get up to go look for Javier.
Okay. What's your spotted? You can go ahead and roll spotted.
My spot hidden is 72.
Oh, wow.
It is a 2 under 72.
2 under 72. It's not a big bar, right? It's not a very big bar. There's a way in, way out. A little small kitchen area. There's the stage area. There's where you are. There's a handful of tables. And then there's like a little corner where the sort of the bathroom is. And it's not like a big bathroom, like, or anything like that. It's not anything by today's standards, right? But it's probably just like maybe 2 small rooms down like a mini hallway. And you go over there and you can see like there's like a woman or two like coming and going and everything. And she like kind of holds the door open for you to kind of peek into one. Nothing in there. She just left. It's then that you notice like the other door, like no one's kind of coming and going from the other door, like to the other, the men's room, so to speak, right? And like you go over to it and like you realize like, okay, it's open. And as you try to like open it up, it's like kind of stuck a little bit. So you're gonna have to push a little into it. And as you do, like you push and you kind of slip and you kind of stumble in, and it's very, very dark in here. And you hear the sound of water dripping and you almost trip over something. It's very dark, but there's enough light that comes in, and you see laying on the ground in the middle of the floor is Javier Luna. And you can see that he is like kind of contorted over, like one of his legs kind of flopped over the other leg as you pushed him, and his arms kind of splayed out. And you realize, like, as you kind of push yourself up, that your hand is sticky. And you realize that there is a pool of blood as he has this huge, giant gash across his throat. You can see like parts of his tongue, parts of his esophagus, all that kind of just kind of spilling out. His face is pale. He's not moving. He's not breathing. And right as you think that's the worst of it, a shadow lunges at you. But because you have a 2, I'm going to say you're not actually going to get an attack for free. Instead, you can go ahead and try to make a dodge test. So this shadow just comes out from the corner and lunges at you. So do you want to dodge or fight back? With your 2 first success, I'll say you didn't get surprised.
I would scream and run.
Okay. So go ahead and roll
all
a
in
dodge.
one action.
Yeah, that's a dodge. So go ahead and roll a dodge as you scream.
Okay. I am going to take an extra, so I'm going to be rolling under 45.
Okay.
Nope, 74.
Okay. I rolled a 6. So he lunges at you with a knife.
Oh gosh.
And you turn to run, but he manages to slash you across the back. You can still run, but you are going to take the damage as he slashes at you. As you run back
I
out.
only have 6 hit points left. I'm still hurt.
You actually only have 3 hit points left as you just take 3 points of damage.
Oh my gosh.
As you just feel like the cut across and you scream. Shima, Beverly, no listen roll necessary. You hear a blood-curdling scream. And like Hernando like pops out of his seat and looks. Elena hops up. But right as the 2 of you pop up, you see like kind of charging at this table. Like just coming from you can see one of the band members. You can see that trumpet player that was just sort of like up there kind of playing around, comes running you can see him just run, and he reaches into his jacket, and he kind of pulls out this like bladed knife and kind of leaps off this little stage and kind of throws himself at the table. And then you can see just from the bar area where Tonio had been serving what looked like regulars, you can see someone spins around on a stool. The stool kind of kicks over to the side and does the same thing, pulls out this knife and charges at the table. But we're going to switch over and we're going to check in with Pastor Wood as you all can think about how you want to handle that. Pastor Wood, you can think about how you want to handle it. It gives you an opportunity to think. Pastor Wood, we come back to you. You have your pants back on. You have your shirt back on. You have your jacket. The cop is left. Detective Gomez is left. You're not allowed to leave town. Classic. The doctor, the nurse have given you as clean a bill of health as you can get. You've been here for a little while. They even give you maybe like some small bottle of pills if there's any pain to kind of deal with. It's probably just some basic painkillers, nothing too strong or anything like that. And they say, well, is there anything else we can do for you? You're still in your room. You're kind of like buttoning your shirt up and everything at this point. Is there anything else we can do for you? Do you have any other ailments or injuries that we could help you with?
No, I'm fine. Just the bill is all.
I see. Well, absolutely. And so they kind of instruct you, and like the doctor kind of shakes your hand, leaves. The nurse will kind of help you and direct you down the hall, and you find yourself kind of moving down the hall. And you go up and you sort of pay whatever it is you need to pay. Probably can't really afford much of it as you gave away a lot of your cash today.
I've been burning through cash.
Yeah. But we'll say it's only like a couple bucks, maybe like $1 or $2. So it's probably not like a significant amount of money. But maybe it hurts a little as you hand it over. What do you do from there, Pastor Wood?
Can I ask, are we using the regular healing rules or the pulp? It's not a huge difference. It's 1d3 or 1d4.
Right. So it's in our little primer. So you got emergency medical care. So you got regular medical care. So it's going to be 1d3. So you can roll a 1d3 and take that much HP back.
2.
Okay. Take 2
totally
HP back.
Worth the interrogation.
Uh-huh.
All right. After that, I would head towards the pause, because that's
Okay.
where I would have thought the group would be.
Okay. You head out onto the street. It's probably 10, maybe 10:30, something like that. You are a ways away from La Paz because your taxi took you a long way, and so you're probably trying to hail. Give me a spot hit as you try to
Would I be able
flag
to
down and drive
ask the reception to just call me a taxi?
They look up at you.
Okay.
Of
yeah.
course, sir. We would be more than happy to take care of that for you. You have been such a gracious guest.
I'll go look for one on my own instead
Okay.
of waiting the hour.
Oh, no. You stay. We'll do it for you.
Oh no, you're leaving. Oh, farewell.
How'd you do?
24 under 89, so hard.
Okay.
Nice.
So you head out, and think of it like it's a very big building, multi-story, austere. It's dark out here. There's a couple street lamps here and there that are lit up. These are kind of like iron wrought street lamps outside. You can see there's like the places to funnel people towards the emergency. And then there's other entrances and things like that. There's a handful of cars as well. Small parking lot, which you imagine is not used by a ton of people, but there's cars in there. Something dawns on you, though, as you're kind of looking over, and you can see that as you are kind of waiting and trying to flag down, there's like a valet service to kind of flag down a cab or something like that for you. It is late at night, middle of the week. So you're kind of waiting, and you look over and you see that there is a maroon 4-door vehicle that is on the street. You can't quite see inside exactly too much detail, but you do see there are a couple individuals inside of it. And you can see that they are eyeing the exit of the emergency department area. What would you like to do?
Would I be able to... I would want to go back into the hospital and try to find a side exit.
Okay. All right. So you go back in, and you can see the person at the reception area.
The lighted
is too
reception.
pleased. You're looking for it yourself?
I'm sorry, my eyeballs are floating. Where is El Baño?
She right there. She kind of just points.
Is there another one? That one smells bad.
Upstairs.
Okay,
Outside.
I'll go find that one. Thank you very much. And I go towards the stairs.
Okay.
And I would really just want to get out of view and just try to find an exit on my own.
So as you waited to talk to her, you look over I'll roll your spot heading over, and you kind of look coming in through the department entrance. You see that there's two men. Neither of them look injured. Both kind of have this, they're looking for something as they come in. They have these sort of wild eyes. You see one of them kind of is just their heads sort of darting around here and there. They kind of give you a bad vibe, and they look, and you're talking, and you're like, I'll find a different one. You start walking away, and one of them locks eyes with you, and they start to walk after you with an increased pace. You just sort of walk really fast now, and you have these two guys in the hospital that are following you.
I'll start walking faster too.
Okay, so this is what we're going to do. We're going to do a chase sequence. Yeah, so let's. We've never actually done a proper chase sequence before, so let's do this. So, all right. So this is just going to be Pastor Wood, and then it's going to be these two individuals. They're very specifically titled. Don't be intimidated by their title, but they're called thugs with guns. That's what they're called.
I think it's safe to say I did not bring my revolvers to the hospital too.
Oh yeah? Okay. Okay.
I didn't mention it when they were going through my clothing, so I think that's fair.
Okay. So let's go through the rules for this, because we do have it. So the first thing, you have to roll con. So go ahead and roll your con.
Oh, I'm good at that.
Yep.
Okay, 48 under 50.
Okay. All right. So you passed? Regular pass?
Yeah, regular pass, barely.
Okay. I also got a regular pass. Okay. So for a chase, the first thing you do is you roll con. Success means your speed is equal to your movement rate. What's your movement rate?
Movement rate would be in.
It's on your character sheet, upper left. Or actually, no, it's not up. It's not upper left for you. Sorry, it's upper left.
Oh, there. 7.
7. Okay, so yours is 7. Okay, they pass. So what this basically means is that your movement, the amount. So this is how we kind of calculate how many move actions you get. Theirs is 8. Okay, so then what we do after that is we reduce the lowest speed of all participants to 1. So that means you go all the way down to 1. And then you reduce all other participant speeds by the same differential. So we reduce you by 6. So you went from 7 down to 1. They go from 8 down to 2. So following me so far? Okay.
Yeah.
So
yeah. And I got the rules up too.
And then the number that's left is how many movement actions you can take in a single round of the chase, which means you can take 1 and they can take 2. Now, in terms of what you can do, actions, you can just move forward. You just keep progressing. You can try to initiate something like initiate an attack, like a fighting, firearms, or in some cases a drive auto. You can cast a spell. You can perform some other action that usually requires time and some kind of dice roll, like picking a lock or something like that. You can also hide. So a fleeing character, which is what you're going to be, can attempt to hide from the pursuer at any point during the chase. The longer the lead you have on the pursuers, the easier the difficulty. And if the pursuers fail to find the hidden quarry with a spot hidden, then you have evaded capture. Okay. Now, as you're moving though, like we kind of abstract the distances and things like that. But basically, there's going to be potentially some hazards and barriers and stuff like that as you move along. So that's going to be how this works, and see whether they catch up with you. Okay. Does that make sense so far?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do I take my action first, or do they?
So the next thing we do in terms of like how we set it up. So in terms of like the relative positioning, did I bring you over to the chase tracker? I did not. I'll bring you all over to the chase tracker. Okay. So I have a little chase tracker for us to follow. Okay.
Whoa.
So then
Fancy.
The pursuer, which is me, so we place the pursuer and then you get to be 1 to 2 spaces ahead. So
I choose
I'm gonna put them basically at 1. You choose 2. It's up to the GM, man. Get on. Roll a luck test. Roll a luck test.
Oh no.
I passed the
under
luck
what?
test earlier
Like
today, which means
19
I'm
or
fail
something?
now. 26 over 19.
26
Aww.
over 19, so that's a fail.
Yeah.
All right, you're 1 ahead. You're relatively close to them. Okay. So now
19. Fuck.
yeah. So you are in relatively close proximity to them. And you are in a hospital. It's very busy, as we've mentioned before. People's shoes are squeaking. Corridors are very tall ceilings. You know, there's multiple levels to this place. You presume there's multiple exits, etc. That's where we're at. Okay.
Good. I'm ready. Let's
Okay.
do this.
What's your dex? Because this is going to be determined whether or not you get to go first or not.
70.
All right. What do they have? Okay. They also have 70. But because you were so nice to my NPCs earlier, I'm going to let you go first.
I love you. Did I say that out loud? All right, so I forgot my spell book at home, so I will not cast a spell. I will try to hide. So I'd like to try and like dip into a crowd and then turn a corner, or like step into like an alcove where like it might lead to a room or something. Just try to get out of sight and hopefully let them pass me a bit so I can go the opposite direction. I don't know.
Okay.
That's what I want to do.
Okay. So basically, this is going to be a stealth test as you try to do so. They can see you. We say you dart down a hallway. Fortunately, that hallway currently doesn't have any barriers. Like you managed to slide between some of the moving nurses and things like that. And some patients, you knock a few people over, kind of kick them in the face. And then you look for a place to hide. So give me a stealth test.
All right. Praying to the gods of Norse Foundry. Not my best, but not my worst. 49 under 89. Oh, 79. So I think I would have to spend 10 luck to get it to a hard success.
Okay.
I'll do it.
All right. So
living dangerously.
You see them come in. Like there's a couple people going out, so they're kind of pushing past them a little bit, and they see you and they start moving after you with some pace. You turn back and you start walking further into the hospital. You find the quickest place, the quickest crossroad of hallways. You turn down one of them. You head down right. A few people pass you. Maybe one person like calls out, like, hey, watch it, as you kind of bump into them or something like that. And you look around and you can see that there's all sorts of doors left and right down this hallway. And so there could be rooms, there could be closets for storage, all sorts of things. And you quickly try to hide. Okay, so then, so since you're trying to hide, what I'm going to do is they're going to go. So you didn't advance. You didn't go very far. You're still kind of right here in the entrance. Like you didn't really make any specific progress. So what they're going to do on their turn, they get 2 actions. So they will first progress in the chase, which means they're going to come up and they're going to move up. And they're literally, you can hear footsteps outside. You can hear them moving about, kind of going back and forth, like kind of maybe shouting out to one another, like, where'd he go? And like, look around, open the doors. And so they start searching. Where do you think you're hiding? So if you dive into like one of these rooms, how do you think Pastor Wood is hiding?
I think, would it be like a patient's room that I got in, or like?
Yeah, we'll say it's like a temp, it's like a temp room, like kind of you were in. So you dive in and roll a luck test. Let's see if there's anyone inside of it.
I'm not gonna pass a luck
You're
test.
rolling
with
under
9 luck
9.
now. 93. That's a failure.
So you go inside and you quickly duck into this room and you see that there is a kind of a bed, like a laid out, just a place to sit. It's not like an actual bed. And there is this older woman who is laying down. She has some kind of cold compress over her face. The lights are dimmed in here. Maybe that's why you opened it, because you didn't see any lights underneath. But right as you come in, you can see she's there, and you hear just like, hello? Who is there? Nurse? Hello? And like kind of calling out to you at this point. And you're trying to like be quiet. Do you say anything? Do you do anything with her?
I would say, sorry, maintenance. I just need to check something real quick. And I imagine that the way Pastor Wood would like try to hide would be like, if there's a curtain that goes around the bed, he would try to like put an end table next to it and then like stand on the end table so like they can't see his feet, but then like just block the view somehow that way.
Okay. So I'm going to then, with these guys, attempt to see if they saw you. So I'm rolling my spot hidden, and you spend enough to get to hard success, right?
Yes, hard success.
Okay. All right. So that's a good roll. Let's see if it's good enough, though. It is not. That is a regular success. So you hear a series of doors like opening and closing. You hear the voices kind of going like, where did he go? He went down here. No, is he in there? No. The door opens up in your room and light floods in. And the woman sits up and you can see she's still holding this cold compress. What is it? Who is there? And there's a man standing in the doorway. And you can see one of the 2 that you saw out in the emergency room. He's standing there and he's looking in. He's like, did someone come in here? What? What do you mean? There was a nurse who came in. Is there anyone else in this room? You are in this room. Why are you so angry? And like this kind of going back and forth. Fine. And he closes the door. Doesn't see you. And you hear their steps kind of continue as they move off. You've successfully hidden for them for now. So you wait, you hang out, you hear her voice. Like, is there someone in here? Hello?
I definitely don't want to hang out with the old lady too long.
Okay.
So I would like count to 30, I would say, and then go back in the hallway and try to make distance the other way.
Okay. So you step out, you look left, you look right. Go ahead and roll stealth test as you try to slip back out and hopefully not see anyone, and maybe even find another place out of here.
36 under 79. That's another hard success.
Okay, so you very carefully and quietly open the door, slip out. She's none the wiser. Like, you do it so quietly because she's not looking. Maybe she has a migraine or something. She's covering her eyes. and you hear the door close, and she doesn't say anything. And you're looking around. Give me like a navigate test to see if you can find another way out. You know that if you go out the front, that you're just going to probably run into that maroon car again, but you're looking for another way out. So give me a navigate test.
Okay, navigate. I'm going to take 2-player boosts on this one to put it up to a 30.
Okay.
14, which is a hard success then, isn't it?
Exactly. So you come out of there, you had come in here and you kind of go the opposite way. You think you heard their footsteps, the voices, they're shouting at each other. You don't see them in the hall, and so you run in the opposite direction. You run past the department section. You kind of hang a right down one of these halls. You see these signs for these various departments and places you're supposed to go, not supposed to go. You see you're like no entry, like you're not supposed to go in these places. You just keep pushing and pushing, and eventually you find yourself going kind of out the back of the building. Like you seem to be going out some sort of like utility entrance, and then as you pop down here, there's like a dumpster, like a place to sort of just to put some sort of medical refuse and things. And so you can see there's this whole mess load of stuff. There's a couple different orderlies and things that are like kind of looking at you as you pop out. They're like, "What? You're not supposed to be here, man. Go back inside."
Apologies, I'm lost. Which way is the road?
The road, fine. Just go through the bushes there and keep going. And you'll hit one. There's many
bushes. Got it.
And as you start like wandering off, you overhear white folk, man. As you keep going. Okay.
The screen goes.
And as far as you know, you have eluded capture so far. Okay. Let's cut back then to La Paz. Excuse me. Last we saw Marie, you had discovered the body of Javier Luna dead on the ground. Someone jumped out at you from the shadows and tried to slash you and succeeded. You're running back into the actual bar itself. And then Beverly and Shima, you are at the table with Elena and Hernando when the trumpet player leaps off of it, pulling a knife out and is like diving at you all. And then you can also see there's somebody from the bar is now chasing after you. People are screaming and panicking. You can see others are diving underneath the table. Some people are screaming. Some are running outside. And we're going to go into actual initiative, and then we'll track how this is going to work. So
Gosh. Yes.
You guys get party going thugs. Whereas the pastor got thugs with guns. This isn't to say they don't have guns. It just says.
But they're just a livelier sort.
And there are, as far as you know, 3. One of them is over by the bathroom. 2 more are kind of much nearer to you. So I'm going to go ahead and add you 2 to it. All right.
Oh, dear. And then Patrick. Patrick is sitting at the table with us.
He's with you guys. Now he's with you guys. That could be a good thing or a bad thing. Just don't forget, if he loses any sanity, like perhaps from witnessing violence. Okay.
Oh, dear.
Let's go ahead and get that all. Let's go ahead. I think it's going to automatically do it. All right. So it looks like, Marie, you're at 70 dex, I believe. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay. And then I think I got Shima. Are you at 60? Is that correct?
I am.
And then Bev also is at 50. Is that correct?
I think so, yeah.
Okay. What that means is, Marie, you actually get to go first. As I'll say that the party going, the trumpet player, the guy at the bar, they all kind of did whatever it is they did on the previous kind of surprise round, so to speak. Marie, you got a slash across your back, but you did manage to sort of get away at that point. And you're running, bleeding down. Maybe part of your clothes now are starting to welt with some of the blood. What do you want to do as you see that there are maybe 36 people all together in this place, between people who are here as guests of La Paz, people who work here, people who are playing music here. There's somewhere around 30 plus people in this club right now. And they're all panicking. What do you want to do, Marie?
Marie is just going to make that panic so much worse, because she is just like theatrically screaming and like, he's dead, he's dead, he's dead. And she's just like running for her life.
Okay, so you're just running. Okay, so are you just trying to run outside? Or are you trying to run over to your
Yes.
friends? Okay.
I'm trying to run outside.
Okay, you are not the only one who has come up with that conclusion as to how to get the hell out of this. As there are many other people who are also running out.
Yeah.
To the point where it might even start to knock you over a bit. So if you could give me, we'll call it go ahead and give me a dodge roll as you try to slide between this little moving crowd of, maybe half of them are running for the door, the other half are taking cover, and you're trying to kind of get through them to the door. Go ahead and give us a dodge test.
Okay, so can I roll dex instead of dodge? Was that an option for me to roll dex, or did it need to be dodge?
Yeah, but I probably want a hard success, to be honest, as there are quite a few people. So,
yeah. So that's a fail. I rolled a 47, which would either be like over my dodge or.
Okay.
So actually, though, that's right, because as Stephen was, I did hear Stephen complaining about where my luck was when we were losing internet.
Oh, I waited till you could hear me.
Okay, so I'm going to need to do math on this, but I will spend luck.
And we'll see you guys next week. Because you take a lot of time to do. I was just making a math joke, Melissa. Sorry.
You were doing filler.
Let's do filler.
More
jokes.
Don't listen to him, Melissa.
with the internet stuff, I was like, oh no, did something happen?
Nope.
Yeah, I'm going to have to do the math on this. I have 58 luck, so I know I have enough to spend. I just need to figure out the maths to make sure.
You need to get down to 35. So you rolled a 47, and you need to get down to 35. So you need to spend 12.
It's okay. You're too hard and interesting to people to need to do math in your head. It's fine.
That's fair. But music is there's mathematics behind it. You would think Marie would be. No. All right. So
Marie is better at math than Melissa is.
That it is. So Marie, you go running for the door. You kind of slide in and out like one of the regulars kind of turns around, wheels around like he's like, "What's going on?" And as he does, like you nearly get tripped over by his leg, but you manage to dodge out of the way of that. You can see this man and woman, this young couple, are like running through the door. Like he's doing that classic, really annoying action movie thing where he's like trying to pull her along by the arm instead of just letting her run on her own, which would probably be more efficient for both of them. And in doing so, like you nearly trip over top of them, but you kind of ride the wave. And I'm going to say you make it outside. You're amongst the crowd. You're right outside the door.
Okay.
Give me a spot hidden test. As you're right here.
Okay. All right. Rolling under 72. Rolling a 55 under 72.
Okay. You see across the street from where the restaurant is, there is a car, and you can see that there is a man looking directly at this sort of craziness as it's spilling out. And you can see he's kind of getting out of the car in the process. He's opening his door out. You spot him. And as he does, like his jacket that he's wearing kind of slides off, and you see there's a gun right along the belt here and there. What does that mean? Who knows? All right. Next up, all of these party-going thugs. What did I call them? Is that just call them party-going thugs? Yeah, party-going thugs. That's what they're called.
I thought they were just party-going thugs.
Okay, so the first one we'll say is going to try to chase after Marie. He's going to try to chase her outside, and to do so, that's going to be a dodge test for him. I need to roll under 40. I roll a 52, so he gets caught up in the traffic trying to escape. He hasn't fully gotten in there, but he is like chasing after you. He has a knife in his hand, blood, but he's kind of caught up in some of the other crowd. And once he does so, people start screaming, "Ah, he's got a knife!" Like people screaming like crazy. So that's one.
So much screaming.
One of them, let's see, at the table, there are multiple options for people to attack. There's Elena, there's Fernando, and there's Patrick. That's 3. There's also Shima and Beverly. Okay, so I'm going to roll randomly to see who they go after. So I'm going to roll a D. I'll just roll a D5. I'll just roll a D5 in the chat so we all can see it. Shima, you're 4. Beverly, you're 5. Patrick is 3. Elena is 1, and Hernando is 2. So if I kill Ashley tonight, she knows it wasn't intentional. Okay, so goes after Hernando. Lunges out after Hernando, which makes sense. He's just spilling stuff that he shouldn't have. And so he's going to charge out and he's going to try to dive. So I'm just going to play with my toys here for a minute. So the one guy is going to attack.
I know you said party going thugs, but for some reason seeing it written out is just so much
so ridiculous.
Fun here.
It's so ridiculous. Oh goodness. I think this is actually from the Eternal last game. I think that's actually what they're referred to as. Okay, so he's going to dive out. He will succeed. Hernando, I'll say, will try to dodge. He's a big boy. Yeah, he's a big boy. He does not dodge. So you see as this guy leaps off, the trumpet player leaps off the stage and tries to stab this knife into Hernando. Hernando, like, maybe the thing is it's less about him dodging. He's trying to do the classic, like heroic move and try to step in the way of Elena, even though it's not going for Elena. And he takes the knife, which means he is going to suffer some damage. Oh, shit. Max damage. So he takes 6 points of damage as this big knife just sinks right into his chest. Oh, goodness. Okay, so that's one. There's another one now. The second one, who is coming from the bar, is charging at the table again. Same numbers. This time it's going to be a 4, which is Shaima. So Shaima, one's coming at you. The one from the bar is coming at you. You can choose to dodge. You can choose to fight back. Do you have a preference?
I'm going to try and fight back.
All right, go ahead and roll your brawl. I'm rolling well. All right, that's a fail. That is a fail. I will tell you that he did not fail, so you would have to be spending a...
You can spend 4 luck?
No, she would need to spend...
Oh.
Because she's fighting back, she needs to beat my roll. So she would have to spend 40 something. 40... She would need to get down to a hard success, which would be...
Yeah, no, I'm just going to take it.
47 officially. Okay, so he's going to... So he lunges out at you. You step in the way. You go to swing at him. He slides underneath you. Maybe you get bumped by one of these other patrons, and a knife comes out, and you're going to take 5 points of damage, Shaima, as he sinks a blade into your side, right into your stomach. You feel it. Okay. Then it comes to your turn. Shaima, it is your turn.
Fuck this guy.
Yeah. I will pick him up, and I will break him across my knee like I'm Bo Jackson, and he's a bat.
That's what I would like to try and do, please.
Okay, go ahead and roll a brawl. He will fight back because they're crazy. I will do that.
4 under 85.
I succeeded, but I had a regular success. You rolled an extreme success, so that is a hit. Go ahead and roll your damage.
Yes.
Kick his ass.
It's a... Fuck my brass knuckles again. It's a D4 and a D3, right?
I don't think you'd have your brass knuckles. I think this would probably be a regular punch.
You're right.
You would probably have to slide them on first.
You're
and such.
absolutely right. I'm so sorry.
You're fine. It should be a D4.
Just a D4.
Or it should be a D3. D3 plus any damage bonus you might have.
I don't have any damage bonus, but just...
Really? I thought you were...
Sure.
You're pretty big.
I did for unarmed.
Yeah.
Your damage bonus is 1d4.
Your damage bonus is 1d4. So yeah, you should have. Yeah,
it's
you
right
have
below
punch.
POW
if you look in your combat tab, there's a punch entry.
Yeah. I don't usually do unarmed, I guess. So it doesn't work. So it's 1d3 plus 1d4.
I thought so. Like you built her as a wrestler. I figured she would probably have a damage bonus. They picked the wrong person to go after, I think.
Yes, they did.
We're gonna have a memoriam for him.
Fucking 4 too.
Okay,
just a 4.
4 points of damage is good. So he stabs you. He's reaching back to stab you again. What does it look like? So what do you do as you kind of come back with a counterattack?
I would like to do a very illegal move in wrestling and punch his windpipe.
You just punch him right in the throat. And he starts to cough. Though that's not enough to take him down completely, but you do. His eyes bulge. He's like, dude, illegal, not cool. And
there's a ref with a whistle blowing.
Tonio at the bar, just like, hey, take it outside. Everyone take it outside. Tonio is like a super geeky guy. All right, Patrick is next. This is what I'm going to do with Patrick. Patrick is gonna. There's a lot of violence that just blew up in front of him. He was having a nice night. He needs to roll a sand test, and this is going to determine whether or not he participates in the fight, or whether or not he has a bout of madness and freaks the hell out. So we're going to do that right
Patrick.
Oh,
now. And I think, by the way, Marie, Shaima, and Bev, you all should roll sand tests as well, just for like the crazy.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay, so here we go. So I'm just going to roll it from the sheet. I pass. He
holy
passes.
shit.
30
Nice
under 39. He
job.
passes his sanity. He sees his friends are under siege. He sees Elena is under siege. He knows this is his chance finally to unload Anna, a future ball and chain, and get a really just stick it to Pastor Wood. So
We all
he is
passed.
going to. So I think what Patrick does is he's going to take the mug that he has, and he's going to come up behind the one that just stabbed Shaima, and he's going to smash him over the back of the head with the glass. So I'm going to have him. I'm going to do all this in the system so you all can see it. So we're all in the up and up. So I'm going to roll this. He's got a 59, pretty solid. Unfortunately, he rolls a 94 and misses.
Oh, no.
So he goes to smash. He misses. And as Shaima and this bar goer, this guy who was at the bar are like dancing around, you kind of stumble out of the way as you punch. He reaches back and he smashes it kind of against what looks like the post of this, like that was kind of this partition between your table and the rest. So that was Patrick. How'd y'all do on your sands, by the way? Just kind of go through these really fast.
We all
Like-
passed.
Success
Pass.
for
Okay.
everyone.
You're all good. You're all keeping it together. No problem. This ain't your first rodeo. A couple of you got shot yesterday. All right, so that's Patrick's turn. Bev, what would you like to do? Violence is broken out. It is pandemonium in here. Half the people are trying to push for the door. You heard Marie losing her mind, talking about he's dead. I will say, you might not notice the guy chasing after her, but you heard her yell, and you saw her run out, and you see like a crowd of people pushing at the door, and there's a trumpet player that's stabbing Hernando. There's a guy who's at the bar that charged at Shaima and stabbed her. What do you want to do, Bev?
Oh fuck.
It's not that kind of party.
No.
She was pushing
That was
for
Los
it earlier.
Angeles. That was Los
Yeah.
Angeles.
It's recording session.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? What do you mean people having sex everywhere?
Run away.
Who's a
Run away.
professional? That is very unprofessional.
She's gonna grab Elena and
Love Fernando.
start leading towards the back door, the back entrance.
Okay. Do
Oh,
you
yes.
know that there is a back entrance?
I believe Marie told us because she went out there. Marie went out there, so I
Mm-mm,
haven't.
That's a
been
different
there.
bar. That's a different bar.
Oh shit.
So-
That was
Okay.
La Cucaracha, your first night here.
Yeah. Okay.
So
fuck.
what I'll
Yeah.
ask then is for a spot hidden test. And
Okay.
yeah, so I'll ask for a spot hidden test to see if you can see another way out.
Take a boost or two if you need it.
Too late. She already rolled.
49.
You don't.
Okay.
I want to improve it. So
You see a door over by the bar where Tonio is. You think it might go to the kitchen. You're pretty sure, which likely will have probably another exit out where they want to dump, like, the trash and such for the night. So you grab her and you start running. I need a dodge test
okay.
as you do so. And we'll say, Elena will go with you. No problem.
Okay.
It's a dodge test just because you're essentially crossing through the maze of people. This is really just
Yeah.
to see if you progress out. That's all.
Can I take 2 boosts?
Got it.
Or you can roll a dex at hard success if that's somehow better than you, but I don't think it should be because dodge by default I think is half your
My
dex.
dodge is 25. Yeah, my dex is 50.
Yeah, so it's the same. So yeah, just roll dodge.
Yeah, so I'm gonna take the 2 boosts. So I'm shooting for a 45,
Nice. Give it a go.
and I
Okay.
fail a 59.
59. Basically all this
Do you want to
means-
spend the 19?
That's true. You could spend it.
Yes. Yeah, I'll spend it.
It's not 19 because you needed a 45, so it's 14.
Okay, yeah, I'll spend 14. That's no problem.
Okay, so I will say then that the two of you managed to get through I saw it, Steven smile. Melissa doesn't know how to do math. That's exactly what you were thinking, buddy.
I was about to go to the chat.
I know you were
It's 19 in
I
Melissa math.
saw it in your face. All right. Bev, you grab Elena, who just saw Hernando get stabbed, and she's like, Hernando! And you just drag her through the room. You kind of get into this essentially a mosh pit of people who are all panicking, some diving for cover, some running out, and you push into the kitchen. And you are in the kitchen of La Paz. You seemingly are away, and you see a door that perhaps goes to the back alley of this bar. Top of the round. Marie, you're outside. You don't see the guy who was chasing you, but you do see somebody getting out of this vehicle who had a gun on his hip underneath, and you can see he's starting to hustle in the direction of the restaurant. What do you want to do? And none of your friends are following because they're brave.
I am going down the street. Like, she's just... I think she would get at least a block away before, like, making sure that the person that was chasing after her doesn't continue chasing after her.
Okay. Are you trying to, like... Are you just running as fast as you can?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Roll a luck test.
Okay. Rolling under 46, failing 48
Okay.
or 58 over 46.
Start running, and there's a couple other folks who are kind of running with you, and you're just moving and you're moving. At one point, you look back over your shoulder to see if anyone's following you, to see if your friends came out, see if Bev came out, Shima came out, etc., or maybe not. And you see that whoever it was that got out of that car, they're running in your direction. You see them chasing after you. All right. Next up, it is these party-going thugs. And you might say, there could be another one now who is on. I'm just going to use that as a maybe. Okay, so first of all, we're going to handle the one that was trying to escape. He's going to try to do it again. He's still caught up. He gets knocked around as he's trying to leave through the front door.
He's just pinballing in there.
He is just getting pinballed around. He cannot get out. Second one is the one that I think stabbed Hernando. I think... Let's see, who is now there? Patrick stayed, Shima stayed, and Hernando stayed. There's 3 targets. So I'm going to roll a D3. I'm going to say Hernando is 1, Patrick is 2, Shima is 3. Okay. And this is who this one's going to go after. This is the trumpet player. So that is Shima. So now you've got 2 on you. Okay, so this means you're going to be, I think this might actually mean you're outnumbered when the time comes. So he's going to come at you, and he's going to try to stab you as well. As he stabs Hernando, and Hernando's like, ah! He kind of collapses against the table, and he kind of calls out for Elena. He sees Bev kind of dragging Elena away, and so I'll let you guys tell me what you want him to do. So let's see. Yeah, he's going to come. So this trumpet player is going to instead turn his attention to Shima. Shima, do you want to dodge or do you want to fight back or anything as this guy comes up?
I'm gonna dodge on this one. I'll save my fight back for the other dude.
Okay. Give it a go. Give us a dodge roll.
So sorry. I think I'm mixing it up. I can do dodge once combat or I can do
dodge is once around.
Combat.
Dodge is once around. Fight back you can do multiple times, but each time you do it, you take additional penalties. You take an extra penalty die every time you do it.
I'm just gonna try and dodge this dude then because this guy has a gun, am I right?
The 2 that are attacking you are attacking you with knives.
They both have knives. Okay.
Yeah, you haven't heard any gunshots yet.
So sorry.
You should be.
Oh, so stressful.
Okay.
Dodge success with the 43.
Which is good. Dodge you only have to meet, which is good. He passed, you pass, he stabs at you. You duck under out of the way, and you manage to miss as he just kind of does an air mail of his shot as he misses. Not an air mail, where he just kind of swipes and misses. The next one is the one who's been attacking you. It's now this crazy melee between you, Patrick, Hernando, and these two crazy followers of Brooks or Caesar, whoever it might be, right? And so same thing, I'm going to roll a D3 to see who he attacks. Same numbers, Shima, you are going to be 3, Patrick 2, Hernando 1. This time it's going to be a 2. He's going to go after Patrick.
Oh, no.
I think Patrick's actually pretty healthy. Yeah, he's healthy. He's at 26 hit points. So he's probably good. He's going to take a couple shots.
Keep going after Patrick.
All right.
26 HP.
I'll say
What's that
Patrick will
like?
dodge. All right. That's a success for this guy. So hard success, in fact. Patrick will roll a 29, which is a regular success. He would need to spend... He would need 14. To spend 14 luck to get down to a hard success to dodge, because I rolled
He
a hard
only has
success on my attack.
33.
He would likely be better
Good
off
on
spending
health.
the 10 luck, I think it is, for tough guy to negate the damage if he's spending luck.
Oh, yeah, good call. Also, I think he's good on health, but he's like hanging by a thread on sand.
He's hanging on sand. That's why I had him roll a sand. Had he failed a sand, I would have had him like panic and stuff.
So, Steven, what's tough guy?
It's his Pulp Cthulhu talent that you guys all took. His is he can spend. So he would normally be taking a total of, I'll give you the number he would take. He'd only be taking 3 points of damage. I'm just going to say he takes 3 points of damage. I don't want to spend his luck.
Yeah.
Because I think you could do tough guy after the damage is determined. And 3 was minimum damage. So I'm going to say he's just going to take it. He'll be fine. So he gets a slash across the sleeve, but he's still fighting. And then out on the street. Okay. One of them is just going to continue chasing after potentially Marie. Come around to Shima. Shima, you now have 2 of them in your orbit. Like, it's a big melee, but only one of them is currently attacking you. The trumpet guy kind of took over attacking you. The bar guy turned to Patrick because Patrick tried to smash a glass over his head. So things are kind of chaotic. So the one you had done damage to is now attacking Patrick. The one that stabbed Hernando, and Hernando's bleeding on the table, is now attacking you. What do you want to do, Shima? Bev and
I
Elena
want to continue to attack the one I attacked before. I really just want to accurate harm and get one out of the fight.
Okay, so you spin around and you go after this other one that just turned and is now stabbing at Patrick ineffectually. Go ahead and roll. He will attempt to dodge, I think.
9 under 85.
Okay, I failed, so that's going to go through. Roll your damage.
Sweet.
What an awesome roll that was.
5
5
points.
damage.
Okay, this guy is not looking good as he's taken 2 big hits. Maybe you come up behind him and just you punched him in the throat. He turned. He goes to fight Patrick. He's got his back to you at this point. What do you do with his back to you?
So just for flavor, can we just say that I dodge out of the way of the first dude and just hold this guy, and so the other dude's knife just sinks into his shoulder?
Sure,
or something.
So the other dude kind of slashes out at Patrick. You kind of so Patrick dodges out of the way, then he kind of does this wild backhand swing, and you sort of reposition this one guy, and he takes the slish. You kind of use some sort of wrestling move to kind of move them around a bit. All right, then Patrick's turn. Okay, Patrick will, following your lead, will attempt to attack this one that you are going after. So let me roll from his sheet. He's still just punching. That's all he's got. And he's going to roll an 85. Patrick sucks in this fight.
Yikes.
But he's just swinging away. This guy's just a little too fast for him. And then we come to Beverly. Beverly, what would you like to do? You've got Elena, and she is panicking, and she is saying, but we can't leave Hernando, and where's Javier? And she's panicking right now as the 2 of you are in the kitchen. You're safe currently, but what would you want to do?
I'm gonna call for Hernando to follow us, and then
Okay. I think it's too late for that, because you were on one side of the bar. You grabbed her, dragged her completely across the bar and into the kitchen. So you're through a door in the kitchen, and he got stabbed in the chest, and you already grabbed him and ran with him. So So she is trying to like pull off you because she's trying to turn back and go in. She was so shocked that she just let you drag her at first, but now she's like, it's dawning on her like Hernando just got stabbed in the chest. So what do you want to do, Bev?
Elena, Hernando will not be able to fight and protect himself if he has to worry about protecting you. He would want you safe. Let's get out of here. And she's gonna start working towards the back door.
Yeah, she's gonna push you off. I don't think that's the right tactic for her. She's not one to be. Yeah, like you turned her into a damsel in distress, and as we saw with Pastor Wood, that is not the role that she prefers to be in.
She's so stubborn for no reason.
Yeah, so she's going to be like, maybe you want to leave your friends, but I don't. And she pushes you off, and she turns back, pushes the kitchen door open, and goes back into the bar. You go out onto the alley, so you are free from harm out on the alley. Okay. That's
You're
what
safe.
happened.
You're safe.
You said what you did. Don't
It's
change
okay.
it now
You're
just
safe.
because of what
It's
happened.
okay.
Okay. All right. So
I'm running away,
Bev,
shamelessly running away.
I know you. Okay. Okay, Hernando. I didn't give Hernando a turn last time around, so I'm gonna have Hernando. What I'm gonna do with him, I'm gonna roll 50-50, basically, to see if he stays and fights with you or if he chases. 50 and under is good for you. He rolls a 96, so he rolls off. He rolls off the table, big ass. Remember, he took max damage in his chest, and so he rolls off, and he kind of scrambles away from you all, and he starts to sort of push through the crowd to try to chase after Bev and Elena at that point. Okay, so then we're gonna go to the top of the round. Marie, what do you want to do? You see someone's following you. What do you want to do?
All I know is someone just got murdered, and someone was running after me with a knife, and now there's someone that has a gun on the street, and they're coming after me. Like, I think I would keep my distance from them. So I think I might try to like get around a building or something, like, not just have it be sort of like running straight and they're following me, but kind of trying to like dip into an alley or, do something to. Are
you saying you want to hide? You're trying to kind of lose them? You want to try to like kind of like what Pastor Wood did, look for a way to like give them the slip?
Yes, I would like to do that.
Sounds like a stealth test then.
Okay.
Give it a go.
Okay, I'm gonna
3
take 1
HP left. You're in so much trouble.
I know. That's why I'm running,
crap.
shamelessly running away.
Keep running.
Okay.
So I'm gonna take a boost so that I've got a 50-50 on this. 14.
That's fantastic. That's a hard success. Remember that when his turn comes around, which is now. So we'll just say we'll do it now because they all have the same stats. So he's going to roll a spot hidden as you kind of dart. Like, you're with a crowd. Like there's a good 3 or 4 people that have run, and all of you are just kind of like running away in sort of the same general area. So he's just going to see if he sees you or if he follows the wrong person, that kind of thing.
Okay.
So I need to beat a hard success. He has a spot hidden. So basically, I need to roll really well. Okay. I rolled a 94. So 94 over his number, which I'm not going to tell you what it is. 94 is a fail. And so you duck down an alley. You find maybe some storage crates or something like that, and you just kind of sneak in behind them. Not unlike, one of the first night, actually, I think we were in Mexico. You were hiding in an alley. And you wait, you hear the sounds of people running past, some maybe down the alley, some on the street, and you just hunker down at that point. So go ahead and he did not see you. You're pretty clear. But I'm going to say for now, I'm going to remove Marie from the combat, as she's just hiding. Okay. Then there's 2 more. One of them is trying to sneak out, there's 3 more. One of them is trying to get out. Hey guys, he finally got out. So he runs out. And so since none of you are outside the front anymore and can see, I'm going to go ahead and remove him for now, and so you don't see him.
Party leaving though.
Yeah, party leaving though. Yeah. And then there's 2 more in the bar. One of whom has taken some damage. One has not. There are now only 2 choices, as Hernando has stumbled away. So it's going to be, I'm going to roll a D2. Shaima, you're a 2. Just flip a coin, and they are in it. So the first one's going to attack Shaima. So the first one's going to stab at you. What would you like to do?
Is this the one I've been attacking or the other
Yeah,
one?
I usually go with I go bar first, then trumpet.
Okay. I'm gonna fight back then.
Okay.
That's gonna
Yeah, go right ahead.
special damage, buddy.
Comes at you with a knife. You try to counter that.
Son of
That's a fail. You can spend luck if you want to spend luck. I'll tell you this.
I would like to, but I have to beat you, no?
You have to beat me. He failed though. So if you spent 3 luck, you would actually succeed and be able to
Oh, sweet.
trade
Yeah.
him back.
Please.
Okay, so you spend your 3 luck. Roll your damage. As he comes
Nice.
at you with the knife, he slashes once more. So maybe it's like you. This is the guy that you had maneuvered into position who took a hit. So he whirls around at you and he tries to take the knife like right across your eyes. And you roll your D4 plus that 3 points of damage.
Fuck, man, I can't roll damage for shit. But,
You keep rolling a
3
1
damage.
on one of your dice every time.
Seriously, man. Like, what the fuck?
Good news is it's enough. As he swings at you with the knife, he misses, stumbles. How do you take him out?
If he is coming towards me, I think it's as simple as continuing his momentum forward and pulling him into me and jamming my knee up into his jaw.
And you hear just this sickening, and then the body just kind of like slumps, and you let it go and you get back into the fight. As there's a trumpet guy now who has again 2 choices. I'm going to give him same deal as before.
At this. He'll really like to hear
This one's going to go after Patrick. He's going to, as you are breaking the guy's necks, he will succeed. Patrick, I'll just try to have him dodge. He's going to just need a 30 or under. He rolls a 63. He's going to take another hit, guys. Unfortunately, let's see how bad it is. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and use the 10 points of luck because I just rolled max damage on this stab. So I'm going to use his 10 points of luck for his tough guy.
Okay.
Remove 5.
So is it 5?
Yeah, 5. I looked it up.
May spend 10 luck points to shrug off up to 5 hit points worth of damage, right? Okay.
Yeah, sorry, that's what I meant.
Sorry, I thought you meant luck. Okay, so that means okay, so that means he takes 1 point. He's still going to take 1 point of damage, as the max damage is 6, so he's down to 22. Okay, so he gets another cut. A couple slashes, but he's hanging in. All right, then it's going to come to Shima's turn. You've killed one of them, and as far as you can tell, there's only one more in here that's fighting. Hernando is just sort of pinballing through some of the crowd trying to chase after Elena. The door flies open from the kitchen and you hear Elena's voice, Hernando! And you hear Hernando's voice, Elena! And they're calling out at each other. What do you do, Shima?
Oh, it's a romantic Marco Polo.
He's bleeding.
I'm not trying to
His
attack
guts are
this
pouring
other
out
dude.
on the floor. So
Oh,
romantic.
no!
Shima, what would you like to do?
Well, I will process all this trauma later. But I'm gonna,
No, you won't.
You're going to roll
problem.
sand and process
That's
it
the
right
problem.
damn now.
All right, Shima, what would you like to do?
I'm gonna attack this other dude.
Absolutely. Go right ahead. Now, I'll tell you what. It's just 2v1 now, so I'd say take a bonus dice. This guy's kind of overwhelmed at this point.
Thank you.
I can't remember if
Nice.
he takes the penalty die or if you take the bonus, but you can just take the bonus. That's fine. It's the same basic
Awesome,
principle.
Thank you. I very much needed it.
Okay.
ET.
Okay. He tried to fight back, succeeded, but for a fight back, he needs to beat you, and you succeeded as well. So go ahead and roll your damage.
Come on, don't roll a 1.
Seriously, very fun.
You can do it.
Sorry,
You can
give
do
me
it.
just 1 second.
I'm worried that I said that. Now it's going to be like 2 1s.
No, I
Two
listen.
ones,
If
something
I
else.
didn't jinx it, you couldn't have.
Another one.
No,
Jesus.
another
Okay.
3.
All right.
Dude, what the fuck?
All right. So Patrick will swing at this guy with he'll continue to punch. I don't know why, because he sucks at this. Long make a better character. That's another fail as he keeps swinging and missing.
Wow.
He's got 59%, which is not actually
The
bad.
slander.
Ben, you are in the back alley of the Pause. You can see that there are other people who have kind of ran away. You can see other people are cowering and people are panicking. You lost the hand of Elena. She basically pushed away from you. The door closed behind you. You're by yourself. What do you want to do, Bev?
Is there anyone else back here with me? Because I think at this point she's scared that maybe she's running into an ambush of.
Yeah, there's just some random people. Like you don't see any of your friends. You don't see Hernando, Javier, anything like that.
Yeah, I think she's gonna keep pushing to kind of get some distance from here.
Yeah, run away.
Where are you running to? Would you say you'd be running back to your hotel?
I think she is concerned that maybe they're still being chased. So she would take a circuitous route to the new hotel.
Okay. Just give me a stealth roll.
Okay.
You need a boosty boost?
You just try to
I want to try and
find your way
improve it,
back.
so we'll try it. Just as is.
There you go.
Makes sense.
Ashley gets it.
78, I failed.
Fails.
Wouldn't help
Let's
you
hope you're
anyway.
not being followed, because that's a stinker. Okay. Top of the round.
Way to boost up the anxiety there.
I just had this hope she's not being bad. Okay, Shaima, one of these is going to come after you. Okay. Do you want to fight back?
Yeah.
Go for it. Again, stabbing away. At this point, most of the crowd has started to filter out. You can see over by the bar, like you can see like Tonio and Elena and Hernando, like they're kind of like huddled together and kind of pushing into the kitchen. You can see Benji, that waiter, is kind of following as well. You can see all of them are just trying to sneak out at this point into the kitchen. It's really just down to like a couple people cowering in corners underneath tables. And this guy comes at you with a knife. Patrick just whiffed and missed this guy, and you turn around and try to take him out. 6,500. That's a success. I failed. Go ahead and roll damage.
Hell yes. Watch me
Come on.
fucking suck at it though.
D4 plus a D3? Was that what you're rolling?
Yeah,
That's what you're
that's
rolling.
what I've been rolling.
You got this.
But I've been rolling ones like you wouldn't believe.
You have been rolling ones. So many ones.
If you're doing this in Foundry, by the way, if you
Holy
put the
shit,
curse,
it's my first
There
time
you
not
go.
rolling a 1 or damage.
Yay!
I got a 6.
okay, that is pretty good. That is pretty good. So
Awesome.
stabs out at you, misses. If you like kind of come down on his arm, you hear like this crunch in his arm on his knife arm. He whirls on you. He's got this crazed look in his eye. You hear him just sort of mumble something in Spanish, like kind of a curse of some kind in your direction, blood coming down his mouth a bit. And then it's at that point, it's your turn, because that was just your fight back. Do you want to try to finish him off?
Hell yes, I do.
Go for it.
Come on. Kick his ass.
Alright, I'm gonna-
37 under 85.
I try to dodge and I fail, and you had a hard success anyway, so whatever. Give me your damage. If you just press up, by the way, if you put your cursor in the chat and Foundry, just press up, it'll kind of do your...
Oh, I didn't know that. 7.
That's max damage for you. Describe how you take this one out, Shaima.
I'll say I think it's the punch of the wood fight, but it's a much harder punch.
Lifts his, he slashes at you. You kind of punch him like quickly and kind of crush down his arm. He pulls it back. He switches the knife into a different hand, reaches it up, tries to do this overhead tomahawk stab, and you just, with this quick little rapid punch, just right to the throat. But there's more force in it that you realize, and you just feel the neck just crunch underneath. His eyes bulge. He tries to breathe. He chokes. He falls. And the last thing we see in La Paz We see Shaima standing over the top of two, presumably dead bodies. We see Patrick nearby, swinging at shadows. We see a blood trail on the ground where Hernando tried to crawl to Elena. A couple people cowering. We see Marie hiding behind some crates in an alley. We see Beverly all by herself trying to sneak through the shadows back to her hotel. And we see Pastor Wood walking through random alleyways trying to find his way back to the crew. We'll go ahead and we'll end it there. We'll pick up there next week. And we'll see what happens.
Holy shit.
Oh
All right.
my gosh.
What an ending. Sharma made that guy
Banger.
swallow his Adam's apple.
You kick the shit out of him. As the police arrive, right? Exactly. As
Oh
the police
my
come out,
God.
all right, everybody get around. All right, everybody down. That's it.
I told
Alright.
you there was a gang there.
Oh. Like, is this
I
a
forgot that was this
translation
episode.
band gag?
Yeah.
It was so
Yeah.
funny.
Good.
Man taps you on the shoulder. Excuse me, are you Elena Alcatruz? I was sent here by Detective Gomez, sent here by Pastor Wood. Trying to check some sources out. He changed his personality. All right. Okay, cool. Good deal. Well, we should have Long back next time, and we'll see what happens. So why don't we just go ahead and dive into our usual perfect, orderly plugs. What do you say, Steven? Sound good?
I think we
Go
should
ahead,
definitely
Maitre.
start.
Tell us a little bit about what you do on the internet.
Well, when I'm not thinking and laughing about yesterday and remembering that, I am Maizy Plays Games on YouTube, and I make system agnostic tip-top content about GM and player experiences that you should check out if you want to check out.
Fan-freaking-tastic. Links in the chat, links in the show notes, all that kind of good stuff. Steven, what do you got going on, buddy?
Hey, I'm making a Weird West tabletop RPG called Huckleberry. I got a little book here. It comes out August 1st at Gen Con. It'll be available digitally. So if you're interested in it, check it out. It'll be on Drive Through RPG, probably on itch.io as well, but haven't decided yet. And if you're going to be at Gen Con, come say hi to me, and I will introduce you to my good buddy Jeff. And I'll have Jeff run a game of Huckleberry for you, or I will, either one. But you should definitely come say hi. And if you would like to play Huckleberry early, you can do that by joining the Lollygagger Discord. I run playtests most weekends on the Discord. I've got one tomorrow as well, if anyone's interested. Fun people from the stream play. A lot of playtesters play. It's a lot of fun. I ran a session this morning, had a blast. So come hang out on our Discord, see all the handouts that Jeff gives. We post those on the Discord. Chat with us about the episode discussion and all the funny gifs that we post about everything that happens, like Shaima punching people in the throat. And yeah, it's just a fun place to be. So you got no reason not to be there.
Fantastic. Fantastic. Now has been recruited to run games at Gen Con, but okay. Let's see.
Surprise.
What else we got going on? Next game, Monday. You can see some of us here playing Alien. Myself, Maitre, and Melissa. Tuesday, it's going to be some Frontier Scum with Old Steven. Could be our last one, you said, right? Yeah.
Yeah, this one or the next one, likely.
Thursday, we got Simba Room. Friday next week, Warhammer 40k, Wrath and Glory. And then we'll be back on Saturday with more Call of Cthulhu. We're going to go ahead and raid our buddies over at the Boys in the Baltic Star. Follow that raid. Have a great rest of your night. Great rest of your weekend. We'll see y'all later. Bye-bye.
I'll be seeing you.
Seeing you.